Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to today's episode of Iruvian Nights here on VTT. I am your humble dungeon wizard, Merlin the Magister. And before we get into today, we are down a player. We are down WyndhamVossler as he is away on real life things. So you've just got us today, but it's still going to be a great game. Can't get wet into it. So let's go to the main screen. Transition. If it'll go. There we are. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
So let me just, okay. I knew this would happen. Some of the, I tried to do some fixing up since we don't have Windy, and it seems like that was slightly too big. That's fine. Okay, cool. That should be fine. Oh my gosh, some of my... Sorry guys, some of my stuff has decided not to work. Which is fun.
BRB gone to find tree.
Let me just fix up the Roll20 down the bottom. Whilst I do that, let's hashtag plug ourselves. Let's start with Kira. I won't get confused about your name again this week.
Wait, what happened to Kelly?
Shut up.
Where's she at?
Okay,
She got replaced by a better one.
I'm Kaleido Kira here on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube, and I play games, I draw stuff, and I play our little goblin cleric. I'm like that big only.
Just that big.
That's it.
Alrighty. Pastel. Tried to figure out who was next.
You're good. Hi, I'm Pastel. I don't have the fun hand dynamics that Kira has, but we vibe. I stream mostly gaming content like puzzle games and horror stuff, and from occasion I do Gundam streams and maybe art again. I don't know.
Awesome. Yume. I got there.
Yeah. Well, hello everyone. My name is Usubeni Yume. I mostly work on YouTube. I write poetry, and recently I've been starting a video series on philosophy and psychology. So if that interests you, come check out my channel under the same name. And hopefully I won't be too distracted today by Kira's hand motions.
Oh yeah, I forgot to shout out new model, who dis. I love the new model. She's looking rad. That hair is insane. My lord.
So cool.
The expressions are the
I'm
piece
like
de
extra
resistance.
now.
Pistol resistance.
Okay, and finally, because we're down on Windham, Astrid.
Hello, it is me, Astrid. I stream here on Twitch at the link that is below. I do a range of different games. And I do art occasionally. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I like to have a good time and stuff. Hell yeah.
Awesome. And I'll hashtag plug Windy. WyndhamVossler is a variety streamer. He streams a range of games. Usually, I think he's playing Yakuza at the moment. On days when he's available. And we have the Bob Boys podcast on Fridays when we remember and or am able. So yeah, that's Windy. He's not here. He's gone to find Tree. So I guess without further ado, I think that Roll20. I think. All right, can somebody roll just a dice down the bottom there? Just any dice.
Boom.
Okay, I think that's fine. Cool. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, let's get into today's episode of VTT. This would be where our epic Avatar The Last Airbender intro would go if I had one. So we'll just launch into it. So, last session, you guys traversed the Tarutaru Plains north towards the border of Markovia. where you guys met a very corny, pun intended,
Oh
merchant.
gosh.
Ha 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 ha.
And you guys crossed the border into Markovia. You guys fought some crazy fungus. Eefa almost died. That was a close call. And yeah, so we resume where you guys have just ended your night in the Defiant Dragonfly Inn, and you guys wake up on this relatively cool morning. It's not as warm as it was further to the south where you guys were previously, but it's a bit cooler. But this early in the morning, you can't really expect much else. So I guessed first, who was staying by themselves? Who was? Oh, it was Dante staying by himself, wasn't it?
No, that was me.
No,
Oh, that
no,
was
I was with Dante.
you were with Dante. Okay, so first off, let's start with Eefa and Emmyth. So, the sun begins to rise, and Eefa, I'm assuming you're already up. For your,
Probably.
for your morning prayer. So as you finish your morning prayer, and as the sun begins to rise proper into the sky, Emmyth, after somewhat heavy drinking the previous night, you wake up. A little bit groggy, but you're good. What would you guys like to do?
What was our plan last time to smuggle out the alcohol?
I think it was you talked to Dante's
Connections,
contact in the
yes.
city. But I think you guys talked about actually going to get the alcohol first and then figuring out a plan. Something along those lines.
Mhm.
Right.
Can't remember specifically, but I think that's a lot kind of along the lines you guys were going. So,
Mhm.
Eefa and Emmyth.
Morning.
Good morning. Did you sleep nicely?
I mean, yeah, the sleep itself was nice. Trying to get to sleep was fairly easy. I thank the alcohol for that, certainly. Oh, I feel a bit shitty, but
Oh,
I'm used to that, unfortunately. I suppose we should go and say good morning to the others, see if they're awake, right?
yeah, let's go gather everybody up.
Yeah, let's go do that. And I get up and I have a big stretch, hangover stretch, and yeah, I guess we go and check on the others in the other rooms.
Alrighty. Whose door do you knock on first? Matif's or Yume's? Not Yume. Lucy.
I might probably go. Whichever one's closer, I suppose.
I would say that Lucy's is probably closer.
Yeah, probably Lucy's then, I guess. I just kind of give a little knock on the door, you know, a little, yeah.
You knock on the door a little bit. You hear a bit of scuffling. You see a very tall copper dragonborn open the door, very, very much awake. You can see that he's currently waxing his surfboard. He opens the door. Bonsai! At that point, Lucy, very rudely awakened by a very loud scream of bonsai, you awaken.
So at this point, I don't have any clothes on. So,
Sure.
so I'll go out. What the hell's going on?
Wait, are you standing up or are you in bed?
My what?
Are you standing up or are you like in bed under the cover?
Yeah, no, I'm in bed, and I stood up just when I got surprised.
Okay.
You're like
Oh, wait,
standing in the bed.
Okay, I didn't know if that was an innuendo.
Okay.
Standing to attention.
Mhm.
Emmyth very nonchalantly looks him right up and down as she would to anyone. And just then looks him dead in the eye and be like, "Morning."
Morning.
Good morning.
Eefa pops
and,
around.
Yeah.
You see a fully naked Lucy standing there, along with Armesh, who's wearing his board shorts.
Morning, Amish. That was quite the wake-up call.
Well, like, that's just the perfect way to wake up. Just with a big old bonsai.
Bonsai.
Yeah, well, is there anything I can help you guys with?
Well, you know what? Never mind. I'll be downstairs for breakfast. Just kind of walk out.
Sure, you walk out.
Oh, what about? Oh, okay. I'm gonna knock on the door for Matif and Dante.
Sure, you knock on the
Yeah.
door. Matif, you hear a knock at your door. You're currently half asleep.
Yeah. I meditate, right? So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you're an
I'll
elf.
get up.
Yes, you actually, you're probably ended your meditation by this point. You're probably just chilling.
Yeah.
You would have noticed that Dante is not in the room with you.
Oh my gosh, how would I have noticed?
Mm.
uh,
Can I put
I'm
on my clothes and walk into that room as well?
Sure.
just walks in still naked. Yeah, I guess I'll open the door. I assume it's Dante coming back from getting breakfast or something. And then when I look down and see Eefa, I'm like, oh,
Good morning.
hi. Good morning to you
beautiful
as
We're all
well.
getting ready for breakfast. You should come
Okay.
downstairs. Okay.
Yeah,
See you
sure.
guys in a second. Okay, bye.
I think he'll just follow you guys down. Like, there's nothing to do up here, so.
Sure. You all gather up your things and head downstairs for breakfast. You can see that there is now there's a human man behind the bar. Probably about 5'5". He's like not the tallest guy. He's wearing he's wearing this really, really dirty isn't quite the right word, but unwashed tunic with an apron over the front. And almost ramen style, you can see that he's cooking some stuff pretty much in plain view of everybody, which you assume to be breakfast and whatnot for the patrons. Other than the four of you guys, there's a human couple towards the back of the bar who are kind of having like a groggy sort of breakfast, holding hands. But other than that, the establishment is pretty much empty.
Where's Dante?
I was gonna ask you. Weren't you guys rooming together?
I mean, yeah, but I just kind of assumed that he had, woken up and come to breakfast.
I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him either. Once again, assumed he was with you, Matif.
Does he normally do that with you, Emmyth?
Not that I've known him to just disappear, but I have no clue, frankly, where he is.
Maybe he has an old girlfriend here or something.
He could
Who
be
knows?
talking to his contacts, I guess.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
We'll
Yeah,
probably run into him, I imagine.
yeah. I have faith in the guy. So, yeah. I suppose, regardless of wherever he is, I'm sure he's doing fine, and I'm sure we'll see him around for sure. Yeah.
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 Maybe in the meantime, we should gather some information and maybe ask around. I was also thinking maybe checking out these walls, see if I can find anything that we might be able to use. What do you guys think?
Sounds good to me.
I'm confused. What walls are we talking about?
These mighty fine walls that surround us. Maybe we can find a chink in their armor, so we don't have to go past that magic detector.
Hmm.
Unless you have a better idea.
I mean, I've smuggled some things in the past. I have an idea, but I guess if we could get around it, it'd be easier.
Well, let me remind you, there ain't no boats here, so you ain't gonna be on a sea or anything.
Matif kind of rolls his eyes and crosses his arms, and he's like, I mean, I guess. Do whatever you want then.
Matif, can I buy you some breakfast? I think it'd do you a mighty fine good.
I can handle my own breakfast.
You don't want me to feed you?
After the amount of gold you gave away in the city, I don't know if you can.
uh, Mr. Chef, sir.
The man turns to you. He smiles. He's got several missing teeth. All top four of his front teeth are missing. Which is pretty much just his bottom row of teeth. A couple to the sides, and that's about it. Turns to you. He's like, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Oh, good morning. Name's Lucy. What's your name?
Oh yeah, my name's Dimitri.
Oh, Dimitri. Dimitri, will you serve my friend some breakfast, please?
Yeah, it's what I'm doing. Here you go. And he pulls out several plates that he kind of just has prepared ready for people who want to order. And it just seems to be a very, hearty breakfast. It seems to be a fairly heavy stew with some meat kind of floating in the broth. There's a side helping of mashed potatoes. It doesn't look beautiful by any means, but it definitely looks like a working breakfast.
Well, Dimitri, this is pretty good, despite how it looks. But I wanted to ask you, has there been any news around town?
Well, it's a bit early in the morning, but I think if you goes outside, you might hear the callers later on.
The what?
The callers, he says.
The callers? What the hell is that?
Yeah, the callers are like the newspaper. They yell the news.
They're newsies.
Yeah, I saw that musical when it came by. It was quite good.
That's canon now.
Newsies is canon. Let me write that down.
Newsies is canon.
Yeah, I saw it at the old theatre.
All right, well, I guess I might as well get one of those papers as well.
He hands you your breakfast. Oh my god, that voice hurts. Okay. Yeah, he hands you the two breakfasts, which is about a silver. It's not very expensive. Actually, it'd be more like 10 copper. It's not particularly expensive. Hands them to you.
Isn't 10 copper a silver?
Yeah, it would be. Okay, let me do some math. Eight bronze or copper. I know my. Yeah. Let me write that down. You guys get me. One silver. I'm writing down my conversion rates so I can remember. One gold. There we are. So he hands you your breakfasts, and you just bought two, one for you and one for Matif, yeah? Yep. So he hands you your two breakfasts, which are in these very chunky bowls, and you head back to the group.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Did you guys want to grab some breakfast as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. I haven't eaten yet.
I'm starving. Oh my god, I'm starving. Do you want to come up with me, Eefa?
Yeah.
Cool.
And so, can I have a short conversation with Matif?
Sure. As these two head up to the bar, which we will talk about in a second. You talked with Matif.
Good morning, lovely.
I told you I could handle it myself. I'm not a child.
How does it taste?
I mean, it's good for. Where are we? Are we in the middle of nowhere? Or is this like a big town?
You are on the outskirts of the city itself. You haven't entered the city. You're in like the little township outside of the city. So you're very close to the walls, but you're not inside the city itself yet.
Fantasy suburban.
Yeah, you're in the fantasy
Townships.
suburban sprawl. Yeah. You're near the fantasy Walmart. Yeah. So yeah.
And I think Matif slides a silver over to Lucy, and he's like, "Again, I can handle myself."
And I slide it back to him, and I just point him to the couple that's sitting over there, and I say, Matif, you ever had a girl or a guy like that?
As you point over to them, they are full on making out at this point.
I mean, I guess I've had. What would a fling be? Like a consort or a?
A fling. I think fling works.
Okay. Fantasy fling.
A fantasy fling, yeah.
Have you ever had one of those double Fs?
Usually it's double D's, but
Hey.
Oh,
Ew.
I mean, yes, I have had a physical fling with people before. Like, it's not that uncommon. I'll throw the question back at you.
Well, what do you think? What type of guy do I look like to you?
I believe you could get women, I guess.
Well, I'll leave that up to your imagination. But so you mentioned flings. Are you not one for a commitment, or are you damaged in some way?
Fuck.
I was like, you know when like people like open their mouths and then they shut them? Like, I was gonna say something, but no, that's stupid. And he's like, are you propositioning me?
Do you want me to proposition you?
Not particularly. I feel like I've made it pretty clear that I do not like you or most of the things you do.
But you still talk to me, don't you?
I mean, yes, we work together. We are colleagues, party in the sense.
Colleagues, huh? Well, you don't mind going out with me today to check out these walls?
I mean, if we're magically investigating them, I feel that me or Eefa is probably the best judge of that.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And I'll just wait till Eefa and Emmyth get back.
Emmyth and Eefa, double E's. You guys head up to the bar. You hop onto a stool, Eefa, to be able to see over the bar. All right, how can I help you two?
Hi, we would like breakfast, please, and thank you.
Yes, we're off to some breakfast. Thank you very much.
Yeah, all right, here you go. And he just flings over 2 bowls of his morning stew.
How much did you say it was? 8 copper?
It was 8 copper for the 2. 4 copper each.
Oh, for 2, okay.
Yeah.
Jump over the money, I suppose.
Cool. You hand it over, and you receive your things. And he starts humming a tune, which you guys don't recognize.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank
Eefa's
you.
gonna go back to the table.
Sure. You guys head back to the table. You guys get back. You hear a bit of a ruckus in the back, and you can see that the two, the couple in the corner, are just full on grinding up in that booth now. They're kind of they're getting a bit frisky. It's very early in the morning. You can see that there are several glasses of empty ale glasses that are kind of knocked about. You don't know how long they've been here, and they've obviously been drinking for a while. So yeah.
I don't know, but this is kind of ruining my appetite. Eefa, you can we go over there and put a stop to this?
Eefa?
Have you lost Eefa?
Oh no, I fucking had my thing muted. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So Lucy and Aoife, you guys head over to the corner where the two are full on making out.
And I just grabbed the guy by the back of his shirt, if he still has one on, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just motioned to Aoife to go grab the girl.
Eefa's gonna have to like reach up and kind
Sure.
of just tug the shirt, I guess.
Sure. You
And
reach up, and he looks at you. He's like, "Oh,
what the hell are you doing, man? This is a public place.
oh yeah,
We appreciate your love and all that, but this is very inappropriate.
I'm very sorry. We can't afford a room."
Can I do like a quick scan of like what he looks like and everything?
Both of them look to be rather poor. They're not wearing the greatest clothes. They're wearing kind of peasants' clothes. She's wearing a dress that looks more like a potato sack with a little bit of like quote unquote embroidery, but they're just a couple of lines that have been sewn into the dress. They don't look particularly wealthy or anything. They look pretty poor. It looks like this is just a fling that they've gotten into at some point in the night and just continued into the morning.
Are they they're probably pretty drunk then, right?
You look into his eyes and they are just red.
Yeah. So I'm still grabbing his shirt. I'm kind of putting a little bit of force on. I tell him, "What the hell's your name, man?"
Oh, my name's Lev.
Lev. Well, I don't know if you're aware, but this is public indecency.
I'm very sorry. I've been told about the wrongs of my ways, and I think I need to go now.
Wait, hold up. I have a job for you.
Yeah?
Tell me something. What do you know about this city?
Yeah, I know walls are pretty big.
Are you from here?
Yeah, I live in one of the farms to the south.
One of the farms, huh? Would you know how they transport stuff to and from these walls?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, I should probably
Ooh.
load up Roll20 so I can actually see the rolls. Oh, wow, that is a very high roll. So we're taking the first roll. So that's 20. Unnaturally. Yeah, he looks at you, and he says, "Oh yeah, it's there's a door around the back which traders can go through."
Would you be one of these traders, mister?
Yeah, I'm not a trader, I'm just a farmer.
But you do know the traders then.
Well, yeah, we have to sell to someone.
Do you have their contact information for me?
He
Hands
pulls.
you a business card.
He pulls up a napkin, and kind of asks you like, "Oh, do you have a pen?"
Yeah, of course I do. I just hand him one of my poet pens.
Sure. He writes down an address to somebody on the outside of the city who is called Nikita, who works with I don't know the company's name. I'm just a farmer, but she comes every month for the grain.
Okay, and this is where she works or where she lives.
That's where she works.
All right, friend. Well, it was very nice working with you. And here, how much is the room for them?
Well, you guys have your rooms until like this afternoon, so you could probably just give them your rooms.
Okay, I'm gonna hand them over to Matif's room.
Okay. You tell them the room. They both stumble up the stairs. The girl looks fucking trashed. Her hair's just all over the place. She's missing a shoe. They just look like a mess. And they make their way up to Matif's room.
Hopefully Dante got all his stuff out of there.
Okay, so I'll share the information with my crew.
Sure.
So it seems like this man he's a farmer, and apparently there is a way to trade or a way to transport stuff through these walls, and it's a special trader's route. And so there's this person, Nikita, and apparently she might be of use to us.
You read the little note he gave you. So he doesn't know her last name, but her name is Nikita, and she works for South Bank Trades Incorporated.
Do
Well,
we
it
know if
sounds
they're
like,
associated with Awa in any way?
With the West Awa Company. Make a
Mhm.
history check.
Let's see if I can figure this out.
regardless, it's good to know that we have a route. If we need to take stuff out of the city.
Mhm.
Okay. So first roll 16. That is. Oh, sweet! You got D&D Beyond working. Awesome.
Yeah. Wait. Why did it roll twice?
Sometimes if you click it twice, it'll roll twice. It's
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
You just need to
Okay.
click it once. 16. We'll take the first roll.
Oh,
You
thank
know
God.
that having worked with Xandros before, you know that he does have a couple of like, he does own several like subsidiary companies, like daughter companies, which funnels money into the West Arwa company. It is with a 16, you do know that he does have some investments in Markovia, but you wouldn't know specifically what investments and like what companies he has.
Okay. Well, I will relay this to the group.
Sure.
Interesting. So how does this sound like a first destination for you guys?
Sounds pretty promising.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I mean, I don't know
Somewhere
what
to
other
start.
choice we have. Yeah, exactly. It is somewhere to start. So,
I mean, we could also go and find the goods first
hmm,
and wait for Dante to come back with his contact.
we could. How much
I wonder where
time
he
do we
went.
have? How
We have
much
a
time
couple
do we have?
days, I think,
Couple
right?
days, yeah.
You guys have it was so you guys are on day 5 now. He expected
Wow.
you within yeah, I speed ran travel.
Yeah.
Cuz travel montages are boring. So he expected you within 2 weeks, or around a fortnight. So you guys have about you guys have 9 days basically to get to Vinograd, and then back over the border and back to the Pago Fort.
So it's taken us 5 days.
It takes
Or
you
about
5
4 days.
days.
4 days, right? Because we like stayed the night and it's day 5 now.
Yes, you guys. Yeah, it took. It takes about 4 days to get from the Pago Fort to this town, which I definitely remember the name for.
All right. Well, we've got. Well, yeah. So we have.
Is it
It's
Steny
4 days we need to
Boga?
have.
Yes, it is Steny Boga.
Okay.
All right. We have 4 days of. We need at least those 4 last days of leeway in order to get back over the border. So that means we have a bit of time.
From experience, I would say that we should probably put 2 extra days on travel in case of.
Yeah, certainly.
It is also an extra day to get to Vinograd from here.
Ah.
No, sorry, it'd be an extra day. Because you guys would be traveling along actual roads and not dirt paths.
Okay, so 7 days, give or take. We are already on day 5, which gives us 2 days in town.
I believe that sounds right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
good
we
to me.
better get a move on and find some wine. Find some vino.
You do like that wine, don't you?
Oh, yes, of course.
Mm.
Anything alcoholic, but wine always has a soft spot in my heart, despite there actually being a heart, but you know. Yeah. Yes, wine is fantastic. So, as we find some, I cannot promise that I'm not going to have a drink myself.
And I cannot promise that I won't encourage you.
Wonderful. At least I've got some drinking partners. Fantastic. For anyone who wants to, of course.
Well, shall we head over there then?
Yes. I can't remember for the life of me the name of the place that we're going to again. My head's still foggy as shit from last night. Where
The
are
South
we?
Bank Trays Incorporated.
That's the one. All right.
Mhm.
Let's begin to make our way over, I suppose. Just finish breakfast and let's go.
Sure, you guys hand your bowls back. The barkeep goes, "Oh yeah, nice to see you around."
See you around, Dimitri.
Cheers, mate.
You guys enter into the streets of the township outside of Steny Boga. And in the distance you can see a gnome that is standing on top of a this lavender floating disc, which he seems to just be standing on, and he has this basically megaphone that he's like yelling into. You guys can't quite hear him at the moment. He's a bit further up the road, but he does seem to be generally drifting towards your direction.
You guys see that? That gnome
Oh,
floating?
yeah.
Wait, is this something that's Lucy would have commonly seen?
Yeah, you've seen these before. So this is what the barkeep was talking about. The talkers.
Callers, right?
Yeah, the callers. Sorry.
Mhm.
Who basically they float through the streets or walk through the streets. It depends on the town. The bigger the town, the more efficient the means of travel. Who basically call out the news of the day. Basically. This one appears to be gnomish. You can see that he's wearing these very flamboyant purple and silver robes. And yeah, he's floating down in your general direction.
Very common in this area, right?
Yeah, they just gave out the news, and I actually have a message that I'd like to send. So we'll just wait till he gets closer.
Yeah, let's wait.
You guys wait. You guys don't wait too long. You wait about 10 minutes for him to float down the street. And as he reaches, you can hear his voice carry along the wind, propelled by the megaphone. You hear him say, Yeah, g'day. News of the day. Yeah, diplomats discuss treaty with the Awa Republic. People disappearing in the night. Strange fungus appearing on crops in the south. And then he just repeats those lines pretty much over and over again. Every few meters. So to reiterate, diplomats discuss treaty with Awa Republic. People disappearing in the night. And strange fungus appearing on crops to the south.
Can I stand in front of him and block his way?
His disc rises into the air and floats over you.
Am I able to run after him and
Yeah,
grab
it's
his
only
robe?
floating at walking speed. Well, a little bit faster than like a power walk speed. So you can definitely keep up with him as he's yelling out the news.
Okay. Yeah, so I just take to him top of the morning, friend.
He keeps yelling basically the news he's been told to yell, but he does look towards you. He is paying attention to you. He's just still doing his job.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me a little bit more about these people disappearing?
He has like a little satchel at his side. You can see he's wearing basically what you would expect a newsie to wear. Like the little brown clothes, a little uniform. Because he's a gnome, he is very short in stature. He kind of looks a bit like a child. In terms of stature and stuff, he is very much a full-grown man, but dressed like a newsie. He hands you a pamphlet, which is Steny Boga today, which is like the little news pamphlet that he hands to you.
And when he hands that to me, I'd like to give him a piece of paper with what says Lucy is here on it.
Sure. He reads the piece of paper and he looks at you confused, and he rubs his fingers together in a you'll need to pay money for me to say that kind of way.
So I give him 1 gold.
Sure.
2 gold.
Okay. He
Damn.
gives you a big thumbs up. He continues his thing and then he adds, Lucy's here, and just adds it to the list of things he's been told to say.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I head back over to the group and go over the newspaper with them.
Sure. It expands on what you guys, what you heard before. It discusses that the ambassador or the ambassador to the Awa company is in negotiations with some of the leaders of the Awa Republic regarding the current treaty and working out some rough what's the word? Touching on some areas that could be, refined for more mutual gain, essentially. It says that tensions have risen at the border due to some attacks from the south. The people disappearing in the night basically talks about several halflings in the southern farming district have gone missing in the night, and seem to, they're basically pleas from families and saying that there are gold rewards for those who can find their family members and whatnot. It appears to be from what you can kind of glean, it seems to be older individuals, not necessarily, basically not children. So people in their early 20s ranging to late 30s. It appears to be like, mothers going missing, and, sons and whatnot. So yeah, you do see that. And strange fungus appearing on crops to the south. Basically notes that strange black fungus seems to be spreading from the the forest to the southern border, which you guys crossed around to get to Steny Boga. So it says that it's appearing to be spreading from there, and is basically offering a meeting with the leader of Steny Boga to discuss terms of eradication.
Oh.
Well, that doesn't sound too good.
No, but something that definitely caught my attention was halflings, specifically halflings that aren't too young, disappearing in the night. Now, I'm not saying I don't have faith in Dante, but it, I couldn't help but make a correlation.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrying. I hope he's okay.
Yeah. It's
Well,
quite
I
odd.
don't know if we have time to worry at this point, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're running out of time for the commission, but I guess this is just really just a matter if we put our faith in him and just trust that he's not one of these disappeared persons.
Yeah.
Right?
But we'll keep an ear out for him, though. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You guys haven't quite moved on from. You guys basically left the inn and were waiting for the callers. You hear the door open behind you, and you guys turn around, seeing the young guy who was, the young guy who was with his girlfriend. You see him wander out with a book, which you guys would recognize as Dante's ritual magic book. Which the guy walks out and he's like, "Oh yeah, I found this in the room. I thought it was important."
Well, thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, oh bye. And he walks back inside.
I want to peer inside of it.
Sure, make an Arcana check for me.
This was Dante's. Oh no.
Dude, you can read these. You can read this. Dude, this is some sexy stuff. You definitely, you're seeing some of these shapes and you're like, it's kind of hot. Like, sexy drawings. Like, you're seeing the curves on some of these magical equations and you're like, damn, nice.
Yeah, well, someone else may be able to appreciate this more than me.
I have absolutely no clue what any of that means. I have like a peek over his shoulder and Eefa, you're more magical than me, that's for sure. Do you know
I'll take a look.
Go on.
Okay. Should I roll Arcana? Probably.
Sure, go for
yeah?
it.
Yeah. Okay. Boop. Oh.
18. You look over and it seems to be his. You haven't seen something like this before. You've met wizards in the past, and you've seen, their magical books and whatnot where they store their information. You know that Dante's magic is more nature based, and it definitely isn't hugely learned like a wizard. So it seems fairly strange. Some of the inscriptions, they definitely seem arcane in nature, but seem to stem more from nature magic than it does from the weave, from arcane magic in general.
Okay. Is it like? Do I know what language it's written in?
It would probably be written in Halfling, so you probably wouldn't be able to read it. But you can.
No,
but with an Arcana, you can kind of identify some of the basic magical elements.
I don't really know what it says, but it's definitely magic, which kind of seems weird for Dante.
Anything there about fungus or anything?
I can't read it.
I'll hand that
Does
over
it
to me.
really seem out of place for Dante? Like, we've seen him use magic before. I don't know why you would think that he doesn't have some kind of spell book.
Well, I think the magic that he uses is kind of different from what you would need a spellbook for. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe he does things kind of his own way. I don't know. I don't know anything ever.
And so while my group is talking, since I can read Halfling, I'd like to go through the latest pages of the book to see if there's any clues as to where he might have went.
Make an investigation check. 14. It just seems you can see the names of the spells that he has in there, but you don't see any like clues per se.
Okay. Yeah, well, nothing here about any fungus or anything, so who knows? Like I said, maybe he's just visiting an old flame or something.
Yeah, it seems weird that he wouldn't make any mention of it beforehand. Like, hey guys, I happen to be leaving in the middle of the night. You know, like something like that would be, you know, a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Courteous. Yeah, but you know, we've all got our reasons, so I suppose we just have to put our faith in his.
Not to make a big thing about maybe what was a one-off joke, but the fungus on these crops, is this over like the corn supply?
From what you read, it seems to be this part of the at least this town seems to grow more like wheat and more like tall grasses. It doesn't seem to grow as in more grains of that kind, not corn. It's not quite the right temperament at this part to grow corn. That occurs more further south. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow. Well, I'll just stash this book in my satchel, and then I just start walking over to where we were originally going to go.
Sure. You guys begin walking to the south. Are you guys taking your donkeys with you, or are you leaving them tied up at the inn?
Do we know how far the place is from the inn?
You don't know how far away it is. You just know that it's south of the township where you are.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll at least lead them on, not necessarily riding them.
Mm.
Alright. So
Take them along with us.
you begin heading down the road back, kind of in the direction you came from. And you get to a crossroads section where there seems to be a road that heads to the east and a road that heads to the west. It seems to be fairly busy. You can see that there are a couple of merchants in some tents and some gazebos kind of set up in this area selling their wares. And you can see that there is a building kind of to the to like the bottom right corner, which seems to be across a small river, which kind of, slowly runs through this area. It's over a little bit of a bridge, and you can see a little sign above it that says the South Bank Trades Incorporated.
Say
And
that.
can I ask around the merchants, just for the name Nikita?
Sure. Make an investigation check. What were you going to say, Matif?
Nothing. I was just announcing to the party that this seems to be where we're headed.
Okay. 5. You walk up to a merchant. Seems to be a very feline appearance. They have whiskers coming out the front of their face. Very Khajiit looking. I think only Emmyth and Matif, maybe actually everybody but Lucy probably, would recognize this person as a tabaxi. So you walk up to them.
And I just bring out the napkin and I point to the name.
They look at you and they're like, "Whoa, hey, welcome to my stall. Which language have you written? The note is written in human, by the way. It's not written in common. I will mention that. And they're like, "Whoa, what's going on? How can I help you?"
I'm looking for someone.
Yeah, sure. Who are you looking for?
Her name's Nikita. Does that sound familiar to you?
Pretty name. No. I got here today, selling some of my wares. Don't really know anybody. That's probably on me though.
By the way, I've never seen your type around here before.
Yeah,
What
well, we're from the Prismatic Isles. We kind of live under some of the Dragonborn kind of government and the establishment, and I'm kind of not about that.
Oh, really? Can I
Yeah.
point out my friend Amesh?
You see the Tabaxi looks at him. He's like, "Whoa, Amish?" Amish looks at him and is like,
Of course.
"Whoa." He's like, "Whoa, Chad, is that you? I haven't seen you in forever." They walk up and they like kind of hug. They begin to have a little bit of a discussion, but the Tabaxi Chad goes to you and he's like, "But no, man, I don't know anybody called Nikita."
Well, would you know anyone who might? Someone who has the hands and everything around here?
Afraid not, muchacho.
Well, can I see if he's lying?
Sure, make an insight check. No, you think this guy's pretty straight on. You think he's telling the truth.
Okay. Well, I'll just head back to the group and tell him I couldn't find anything about Nikita.
Matif is like kind of haughty, and he thinks that he could do much better, and so he's like, "Here, let me try." And he goes up to a different stall. He's not gonna try this.
Sure, make an investigation check. 7. Sorry, let me just write a note. Tabaxi Chad. I have to remember because otherwise I'll forget my my people. Sure. So you make your way over to the next stall over, which you can see is manned by a very, very huge individual. They are
Fuck.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, I was gonna try to intimidate him, but if he's like really big, then this is not gonna work.
You picked the wrong stall.
You see that they are a Minotaur.
Holy shit.
You can see that they're wearing these kind of linen slacks and a leather apron, and that's it. You see that they're in kind of a makeshift forge that he's kind of manning at the moment. Sure, so you walk over to him.
Oh, okay, this changes everything. I'm going to kind of like nonchalantly like put my hand on the like stall, not touching anything, but just like kind of giving off the body language of like I don't care.
Sure.
And I'm gonna be like, you seem to have these very fine wares here. You wouldn't happen to know a trader named Nikita from the bank trading company, do you?
He turns to you and he says, "Oh no, I'm afraid I don't. I only arrived yesterday. I'm afraid I don't know anybody by that name. I'm very sorry."
Lots of people arrived yesterday.
Do you happen to know like oh, never mind. Mm.
Matif just hears Lucy laughing in the background.
um. I'm gonna ask him which trading company he used. To. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask that.
Sure. He turns to you. He kind of sits down in this chair that seems to be way too small for him. That he's kind of like he's half like on his like knees, kind of sitting, but also like sitting on the ground, but half on the chair. He seems way too big for it. It's like an adult sitting on a child's chair, but it's a regular sized chair. And he says, "Oh, I'm afraid I'm more of a independent uh merchant, so I'm afraid I did not use any companies. I simply carried my things."
When he said independent, I'm just gonna roll my eyes like, okay, everyone's independent these days. And what is he making? He has like a forge and stuff,
Yeah, he
right?
has a makeshift forge. Yeah.
Is he making like weapons or like magical items or?
It seems to be a mix of armor and weapons. The weapons seem to be mostly sickles and other kinds of spears, more modified farming equipment that has been made into weapons. The quality seems pretty good. And the armor tends to be, you're not seeing plate mail or anything, but you do see some like chainmail and breastplates and that sort of thing.
And while they're looking at that, can I nudge Eefa over and can I nudge her over to Matif for some help?
I have a -1 to my charisma. I'm not gonna be very helpful talking to people.
Eefa and Emmyth. Eefa and Emmyth. Please. Help out our poor friend.
I want to bring up the fungus in the crops, and it's not like small talk, but I'm gonna be like, aren't you worried about like selling such wares in a town who's having trouble with their crops?
Well, when I traveled, I simply bought this book that said 110 best places to travel. And this was near the bottom, so you can only expect what you are given, I suppose. So I am here for now, but I could always move if things get bad.
Oh God, that's a bad joke. Um, uh, I guess I'll kind of bring up where he's been and like, or at least like where he just came from, and ask about like the trading routes and like because it seems he also has like adventuring equipment, kind of, right? Like,
Yes.
and I'll start asking about that and like how often he like sees adventurers, at least from like where he just came from. And then you guys probably walk in at some point during this conversation. So
Sure. You guys just choose a time where you want to walk in during this conversation. He turns to you and he says, well, I just traveled from the Diplomatica. I was up at Leopai. I saw many adventurers. They come in there all the time. It's very popular. But I there's not much conflict happening there, and I heard that there was troubles at the border, so I was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So I came here to sell my adventuring equipment.
oh, that makes sense. I was like, there's trouble here, so I'm just gonna take that challenge.
Sure.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
So while they're there, I want to use minor illusion to make the biggest display that I can, just saying, "Where's Nikita?" And then I'm just gonna have a piece of gold like in my fingers to see if anyone comes forward.
Sure, you begin making that display. By this point, Emmyth and Eefa, you guys walk into the tent with the Minotaur and Matif.
Oh, well, hello there. Hello there. Hello there, good sir.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Say hello, Eefa.
Oh,
Close
Oh,
enough.
hello there, little green one. Welcome to my establishment.
Oh, how...
You go ahead.
Oh, Matif, I didn't know you were here. Hello.
Oh, yes, and he kind of gestures towards the two, and he's like, we were just talking about adventuring in Lupai. It
Oh,
seems that things
fantastic.
have quieted down over there.
Oh, I see. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, have you asked about how we're looking for a man named Nikita yet?
Oh, yeah, it seems that there are a lot of independent merchants here. And then he kind of looks at the Minotaur guy and he's like, "Thank you for your time. I'm so sorry. It was a pleasure talking about um, the workings of the trade."
Oh yeah, you'll know any time if you would like to come back. Feel very free.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna start to leave and like look at you guys and be like, yeah, we're good here.
Sure, Matif makes his way out. What are you guys? Are you guys gonna do anything, or are you guys gonna walk straight back out?
I'll give a crack. I'll walk up to did we get his name?
No, you haven't gotten his name yet. Yeah,
Oh, I'll walk up to Big Minotaur boy.
sure.
I'm like, hello there. I'm afraid I didn't catch your name. What was your name, sir?
Oh yeah, hello. My name is Aaron.
Aaron. Aaron. How do you spell that?
Like you would spell Aaron.
Aaron. Okay.
Which spelling of Aaron?
Like
Double
A?
Aron.
Yeah. Okay.
Aaron.
Aaron, yes.
Oh well, hello, Aaron. I don't know what you had a conversation with my dear friend over there about, but no, you haven't heard of a man called Nikita at all, who's involved with I can't even remember the name of the trading company. What is it called? The South Bank, right? That's it, right?
Yes, that is the name of the trading company.
Yeah, a man called Nikita that has anything to do with the South Bank trading company at all?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm not very familiar with this place yet.
Oh, that's all right. Quite all right. Quite all right. What do you what goods or services do you provide here?
Oh yeah, I am a blacksmith.
Oh, wonderful. I couldn't tell. She says, kind of like jokingly sarcastic. Whose mic is going nutty?
The sound of good luck.
The sound of good
Crackling.
Sorry.
It's all good.
That's okay. I was like, oh, wonderful. Do you have any special projects that you're working on? Anything that you're pouring your heart into at the moment?
I have not had any time for handicrafts, I'm afraid. So just
What
my
are you
usual
working on?
wares.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's lovely then. Well, I'll make sure to recommend you to anyone who is in need of a blacksmith, Aaron.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem at all. Well, I won't hold you up. I'll let you get back to your handy wares. Eefa, did you want to come along?
okay. Oh, okay.
Sure. You guys make your way out. So what are you guys doing? As all of you are outside now, no information having been gathered.
Can you look on my end with my gold offering?
Seems that the travelers that have come through are going to a specific stall, buying their things, and then leaving. A lot of them are looking very strangely at you. No one seems to have approached you yet by the time everybody makes their way out.
But it seems
Um,
like this Nikita fella is a little bit harder to pin down than we imagined. I'm thinking we might have to head over to some seedier parts in town, seeing as she doesn't seem like a very public figure.
You guys do know
also
where the
just
building is.
go
It
to
is-
where she
yeah.
works.
It is just across from where you guys are.
Oh, there's a building
No-
she works at, and we know it, and it's just like right there.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
there across the little river, across the bridge.
I
Yeah.
thought you were like trying to find her. Okay, I missed that.
No, the building is literally right across the little bridge.
We just look like idiots over here. Well, then let's head over to that damn building.
Sure. You guys make your way over. It seems to be just a little freestanding wooden. I don't want to say hut. It's bigger than a hut. It's more like a cabin, a little cabin. In front of it, there's a big sign that says South Bank Trades Incorporated. Sponsored by Xandros the Gold, down the bottom right. And you see like a little it's a little drawing of Xandros in the bottom right corner with him like giving a thumbs up. And yeah, you guys make it to the front door of the establishment.
Is there a front desk that we can go to?
The door to the establishment is closed.
Is it openable?
Sure, you go to try and open it and it is currently closed.
It's locked. It's locked. No.
Is there a window that we can look to see if there's anyone inside?
Yeah, there's a window right next to the door. Make a perception check for me.
While he has a look, I'll just kind of knock heavily on the door.
Sure. Oh, let me pull Roll20 up. 14. With Emmyth knocking on the door, you glance inside and you see that there is a older human woman, probably in her late 50s, early 60s, who's kind of standing behind the counter. She's looking a little bit worried. She walks forward and you guys see that there's a slot in the door which kind of opens and you see these very wrinkly eyes peering out at you. Lucy, you see her hobble towards the door.
Okay. And I just tell them, hey, someone's coming. Someone's coming.
Oh.
So the eye slot opens and she looks through and she's like, well, how can I help you?
Hello. We're looking for someone who is probably here. Nikita?
You hear several locks on the other side open. And this little old human woman, wearing a very tidy dress. She seems to have several bows that she's tied through her hair. She opens the door and she's like, well, maybe you can help me. And she begins hobbling back inside.
I look around to the others and guess we should go in. What do you think? Thoughts?
Yeah. Before I go in, I want to draw a mustache on Xandros' portrait.
Sure, make a sleight of hand check. Yeah, easily enough. Without being seen, you draw a little mustache on Xandros. Um, you guys make your way inside, and it looks like the inside of like an insurance place. There seems to be lots of little tables, with small books on top and little brochures that seem to be on top of the tables as well. There's about four tables. She leads you towards the back, and she says, "Well, I'm in a little bit of a pickle."
Now, what kind of pickle might that be, Mrs.?
Yeah. Well, my name is Anushka. Anushka.
Anushka.
And my boss, Nikita, seems to be missing.
Missing?
Does she happen to be a halfling?
Or
Whoa.
that.
Well, she is. Are you a psychic?
I read the newspaper.
Whoa.
It seems like a lot of halflings are going missing recently, which is kind of scary.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, little green one, we live in very worrying times.
When was she last here?
Hmm.
Well, she was here when we locked up shop last night, but I haven't seen her since.
Well, that's around the same time Dante went missing then.
Hmm.
Who is this Dante?
A
That's
halfling friend of ours.
Oh, sorry, Eefa first.
A halfling friend of ours.
Oh, wow, what a coincidence.
Hmm. It is. Wait, sorry. Anushka, you said that you last saw Nikita last night when you were locking up. Um, so was it the two of you locking up, and then you both went your separate ways to go home, or
Well,
did you leave first, or did they leave first?
well, she lives in the city. I live just in the township, so we walked home some of the way together, but she went up into the city. I haven't seen her since.
Would you be able to tell us where was that? Where exactly did you split paths? And you went your separate ways. Was there a
Oh,
certain street, a certain pathway that
oh,
you broke off from one another?
I live a couple blocks south of the if I can remember the name. I live a couple blocks south of the Defiant Dragonfly. Have you heard of that inn?
The Defiant Dragonfly.
It's where you guys are
Yeah,
staying.
we
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's where we
actually.
split ways. Is when I got home.
Okay. And she headed you said up into the city, so like right, okay. Um
Did she seem to be very drunk and with a man?
Nope, that doesn't sound like her. She's very much into women.
Good,
Well,
because I did not want
Anushka.
to have a conversation with those guys again.
the delivery.
Anushka, can I make a proposition for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we're into the wine trading business, and we'd like some wine transported out of the city. So reckon that if we find your boss Nikita for you, will you help us transport that wine?
Well, Nikita is a very powerful individual. I'm sure she could help you if you found her. I can give you my word.
Great, great. So another question. Would you know anyone close to her that might know where she went to?
Hmm. I would say probably her wife.
Hmm. And where would I find this lovely wife of hers?
Well, they live together in the city, so I would assume there.
Hmm.
Hmm. Do you know
Is her
exactly where?
wife?
Go ahead, Matif.
Oh, okay. I was about to just. Is her wife also a halfling?
No, siree. Her wife is a human woman, very beautiful lady. Dark skin, very curly hair.
Hmm.
Well, I
What?
reckon we head over there, don't you think?
Yeah. What do you know her address? Would you be able to maybe write it down for us, or
Yeah,
so
sure.
we can go
I
check it out and speak to her wife, perhaps?
Sure. She quickly writes down on a piece of paper, and she gives you the address, which is 29 um Merrybrook Way. And then Upper District.
All right. Well, I suppose. Okay. What do you guys think of this? We go towards her house, which we have to go past the Defiant Dragonfly anyways. So maybe on the way, when we reach the inn, we'll check around there, see if we can find anything. If not, we keep going towards the upper district, and then maybe have a chat to her wife. Does that sound like a game plan? What do you guys think?
What are we looking for again in the Defiant Dragonfly?
Well, just any clues, any if we can get any like around the outside, because that's where they split paths. So that's
Hmm.
when she didn't have anyone around her, and I'm assuming it would have been late at night. So I don't know, detective, evidence, crime scene kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Can I call
Potentially.
Amesh over here?
Yeah, sure. Armesh walks over. He's kind of like leaning outside.
Amesh, you mind checking out the inn that we just stayed at and see if there's anything fishy around there?
Yeah, sure,
Well, we
bro. Not a problem. Um,
Yep.
let me just. Yeah, I don't know whether this is like an important detail or not, but there are some weird plant dudes like walking towards this like place.
land dudes.
What?
Yeah, like little mushroom fellers.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Do they look friendly?
Well, they look as friendly as the last ones that we like tussled with.
Well, I say maybe prepare for a fight, boys.
Sure. He brings out his surfboard and straps it to his arm and pulls out his Warhammer conch. What are you guys doing?
I'll get my dagger out and hold it like, like upside down. You know what I mean? Like the blade facing backwards if you held it up.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like a knife the other way.
Yeah. Matif, are you readying anything?
So like we see these guys coming at us right now.
You glance out the window and you see that from the road, which leads down to that arcane gate that leads out of the Markovian border, which you guys can like faintly see in the distance. You see several, probably about 4 or 5 of the fungus people that you were tussling with the other day, slowly meandering up towards where you guys are, wandering up the path.
As for me, I'll
Yeah.
take Anishka's hand and take her behind the counter where she can be safe.
Sure, you go hide Anushka. Eefa, what are you doing?
Probably just trailing along behind Emmyth at this point.
Okay. Sorry, Matif, what were you doing other than looking out the window towards the fungus people?
Mage armor on myself.
All right, you cast Mage Armor. Awesome. That's active for the next 8 hours, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Damn. I'm going to just. I hope Eefa's okay following behind me because I'm just going to walk straight out the front door and straight towards them.
Okay.
Oh, in that case, I'm gonna stay just inside the door for him.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna make no haste and be like, okay, What do you want? All right, are we doing this bullshit again? Come on, get to your point. How the hell did you follow us? What are we going to get straight to fighting? Am I going to have to kill you, all of you, right now, instantly? Let's get to the point. Let's move it on. We have shit to do.
Sure. They're still quite a distance from you, but as they're crawling towards you, you see.
I'm like yelling this at them so they can hear me.
Sure. None of them seem to pay you any mind, but the one at the front begins to falter. It falls to its knees and to its hands, and kind of you hear this faint ringing sound, as if it was trying to scream, and then you hear this poof, and black fungus explodes from the top of it, and you see its body fall to the ground lifeless.
The other ones did not do this, correct?
No, you guys didn't see any of the funguses do this last time.
Okay.
I stopped, like, dead in my tracks seeing this, and I kind of watch, like, you know, I don't want to, like, do anything yet. I'm going to wait to see what's... Well, I'll stop, like, dead in my tracks, and then I'll give it a second, and then I'll start slowly walking towards him instead of, like, a angry power walk.
Basically what happens is each of the fungus makes it a couple more meters in front of the last one that exploded, falls to the ground, and you hear that horrific ringing sound, and then they explode, and then the next one steps forward a couple meters in front of that one, explodes, and continues. And you can see, glancing down into the distance, that there's a slow line of these funguses reaching all the way down to the border.
Are we all seeing this, or is it just Emmyth so far?
Emmyth has moved up. You guys wouldn't be able to see it from the window, but if you guys left and walked onto, like, the patio area, you guys would be able to see.
All right, and so it's just droves and droves of mushrooms all the way
Yes.
to the border.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab Anushka and tell everyone to probably start running.
Sure. Where do you run?
Away from the droves of mushrooms.
Sure. You guys run back over the bridge towards the marketplace. That's a short distance away. You see that some of the other merchants and stuff are glancing over, trying to see what's going on.
If I see everyone... Oh, sorry. No, you go. You go first.
Just to, like, understand, they've gotten within the walls of the city.
They're not within the walls of the city. They've crossed over the border.
Okay.
So the border is what you guys passed through. There's a big fence that lines this part of the border with that gate at the front. And it seems that all of these mushroom people are walking through that gate.
Okay.
They're
So
walking
we have a
through
choke
the gate?
point.
Yes, it would appear so.
They're walking through the gate,
Yes, they are.
but they're not in the walls?
Okay, so I should mention. So
Sorry, I'm confused.
So the border is of Markovia. It's the Markovian border into the country.
Right.
The walls of the city are further up towards the city. It
Okay.
surrounds the city. Where you guys were staying is the small township just to the south of the city. It's not inside the walls, but if you were to travel, you could travel inside the walls if you guys wanted to.
Right.
Yes, this is past the border, but not inside the city's walls.
God. All right. If I see the rest of my squad making a run for it behind me, if I hear them like run out of the
Yeah.
house, and I might start. I'll like start running after them, but I'll yell around to everyone who's near the mushrooms to get away from them or hide. This kind of feels very zombie apocalypse vibes.
There
know what I
isn't
mean?
anybody on the path where that the mushroom people are walking up, but you can begin to yell this to the
And yeah, anyone I run past or see that's close enough, I'll say, like there is a fungus infesting the border. You need to get out of here, kind of vibe.
Sure. You begin running back. some of the vendors begin very quickly and efficiently closing up shops and putting them on carts. You see that Aaron, the Minotaur, steps outside of the tent and with one arm sweeps the tent up, and it turns into this small satchel that he carries and begins running away.
That's fucking rad. That's rad.
Are there
Can
any
I
like
put
town
initial-
guards around?
You do see a squadron of guards beginning to run down from further up near the township. Probably
Okay, they're already going.
a squad of 4 that are running. They're probably halfway towards you guys from the city, so they're probably like 15 minutes running from a 15-minute run from you guys.
Oh, okay.
And I put Nishka on the donkey and just tell her to find somewhere safe.
Sure, she awkwardly hops up onto the donkey and sits there as the donkey slowly meanders up the path.
Okay. And are we talking about hundreds of mushrooms or?
You can't count them. You can't.
Okay.
You're not sure the number of mushroom people. But it seems at this point that there seems to be an almost unlimited amount. Whenever one explodes, one replaces it, and so on and so forth.
Matif is gonna try to take charge of the situation and talk about like how strategically we can choke off or like attack as they come in, so that we're not facing 100 of them at a time. We're only facing like 4 or 5, and we're able to like save ourselves some damage and things.
Sure.
Well, I'm not too sure about this black fungus though. Never seen anything like that before.
I don't think I've seen anything like this either.
Cover your mouth and nose with a cloth.
Hashtag wear a mask. Wear your mask.
I'd rather not deal with any black fungus if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, no,
Not one for dying and turn into some type of zombie.
No, it's clearly what the news was talking about, and it's made it this far. So, yeah, we should be cautious, and I don't know what we can do but avoid it. To be honest.
Are they all falling at like the same like point? It's all because like the way that I'm wondering about is like, is there like a force field around this town that is making them all fall when they get like up to it?
You're not sure. Make an Arcana check for me. 11. You're pretty sure there's not a force field around the town. You think that this might be the most efficient way for them to spread spores, is to just intermittently explode after like a couple meters away from the net from another. You don't think it has anything to do with like a force field around the town.
Yeah. I think Matif is gonna argue that if we just let these things roam, we're leaving this town to die. Like,
yeah,
like innocent people are going to get hurt if we don't start taking these things out.
You're right. We don't know what extent this fungus has on, well, humanoid creatures that aren't, well, mushrooms, little walking bastards. Yeah, so as much as we're on a time schedule, a schedule might not even matter if this fungus starts wiping out people behind the walls, so what can we do, really? Eefa, do you have any ideas?
Not really. I think we might have to fight them.
Yeah. We want to avoid close contact as well, though, so perhaps we could do it from a ranged attacks. We could, we could try not getting close to them and taking them out, but I don't know. Maybe we could do multiple things at once. Maybe we could try and keep them back and start taking them out, and then maybe we can get other people to help try and back the citizens behind the walls if they keep advancing. What do we think? It's just a couple of suggestions, but it's really dependent on what you guys think.
I don't know what
Well,
else we really can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you lot either have very big hearts or very small brains. But whatever you guys do, I guess I'm in.
Really, all we have to do is keep them back long enough for the city to evacuate. So we're
Yeah.
just buying time at this point.
True. We need to start warning people now, I guess, as soon as physically possible.
At this point, those guards that you guys saw, running towards you, reach you. You see that among them there are 3 human guards, and a one of them is dressed in very much I don't know how to describe it, battle wizard attire. They seem to be in a mix of breastplate and robes.
They are the warlocks from Destiny.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
So in a mix of battle wizard, if you would, make their way to you and go. So what is happening? What's the fuck is going on?
We got like a fucking zombie apocalypse thing on our hands. Those mushrooms, that block fungus that everyone keeps rambling about. It looks like it's here, unfortunately, and we're going to try to attempt to hold them back, but can we somehow get everyone behind the walls or start evacuating people before it gets closer? Because we don't know what the fuck this shit does. We don't know how dangerous it is, so we're gonna try and hold them back from a range, from a distance.
Yes.
Potentially.
Thank you for your assistance. They turn to the wizard, whisper something to them, and you see them cast. You guys don't recognize the spell, but they cast draw runes in the air and begin talking into a small stone. They begin talking into that, and you can see a brazier on one of the towers surrounding the walls of the city, alight, and then another brazier further along alights, and so on and so forth, until these flames atop the walls of the city are burning. Very much Lord of the Rings style.
Whoa. That's cool.
Yeah, Lucy's just gonna keep to the side with his hooded cloak on, and he's just gonna let everyone else do the talking at the moment.
Sure. They turn to you and go, yes, we have had this problem before. It has been some time. It has been several years since we have had.
Whoa. Wait, stop talking. Stop talking. She puts like a finger over his lips. Like, stop, wait. This has happened before? A few years ago?
Yes, it was 6 or 7 years ago.
This specific situation.
Well,
specific enough that it's like a bunch of walking fungi that are killing themselves off with a black fungus thing. Shit, it was just started to.
Well, I was in guard school at the time, so I do not remember specifically, but I do remember there was something specific. There was something similar.
So just like an infestation of some sort.
Yes, I believe so, but it has been several years. We thought we had dealt with the issue.
Well, clearly fucking not. But what did you do last time?
He motions over to the wizard, who walks forward. As they walk forward, you see that they do have slightly elongated ears, inferring some sort of half-elf heritage. They walk over and they're like, yes, so we solved this issue some years ago previously, but we sent a strike team into the forest to the south. You would have had to have passed it if you came from the south. We sent a strike team into the forest. Only one individual returned, but they said that they had burned away all of the infection in the forest.
Burned it away.
Uh,
Right.
I believe it reacts somewhat negatively to fire, and they said something about acid, but yeah, that is all I know, I'm afraid.
I see. Well, thank you for that information.
You see around this time he gets another you hear this kind of like, you know, when you hear somebody talk on a phone like a little bit of a distance away, you can hear somebody's talking on the phone but you can't hear what they're saying. You hear this garbled kind of talking. He holds it to his ear. Yes, I am with them now. What is our offer? Yes. Thank you very much. He puts the stone into his pocket. I can offer you a large sum of money. I can offer you 5,000 gold to act on our behalf and enter the forest and try and deal with the infestation.
Damn.
Kind of like a queen bee scenario. If we take out the leader, the other ones will all fall.
Essentially. That's a good sum of money. Yeah. What do you guys think? I'm down for anything that involves cash, so, you know, fuck my life, I guess. What about you guys?
It seems pretty dangerous, but we dealt with some mushrooms before earlier.
Yeah, what can it be?
I mean,
To
I don't know
Eefa
if I
after
don't know
almost
super
dying.
Yeah. We did do it though. We technically succeeded, and I didn't actually stay dead or anything, you know.
She'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Lucy doesn't say anything, but he just gives her a thumbs up.
I mean, this is our best bet in trying to help out.
I agree.
So
I agree. It seems quite important. Well, we need to try, I guess. Maybe we should start making our way towards. Well, what are we going to do first? Are we going to start taking out this little cluster that's walking?
As you guys
Right.
begin talking, the guards and the wizard guy, they walk to you and they say, we will clear a path for you. Just walk behind us. We can get you to the border.
Sounds good. While we walk, I'll just talk about how, like, obviously we need to go in with fire or based attacks and attacks from a distance. I feel pretty pathetic and useless at this point in time. But Eefa, do you have any spells of sort that have anything to do with fire or explosions or just do a shit ton of damage in that regard?
I don't know. My magic is more divine based. I mean, I've got something that's technically fire, but it's like magical, goddessy fire. It's not like fire.
What kind
I
of
don't know if it
goddessy
would
fire?
I'm gonna do my little sacred flame cantrip just to show.
Sure, you see this divine purple shining flame appear and then disappear.
Yeah, okay, that's fire. That's flame.
It's not like fire though.
It's
I don't know if it's quite the same thing. Well, we can try it.
yeah, surely we can try it. Maybe. Yeah, we can definitely try it. I've got a short bow and some arrows, so Hell, maybe I could light some of those up. Or something. I don't know.
If anyone can, um, who, um, who looks strong enough that they could maybe well, we can maybe pull some branches together, because I can start a fire on something, but it would be more like rough terrain. So we could set up a line that would put up a wall between us and them if we could do enough ranged attacks.
Ooh. That's a good idea, actually. That's the smartest fucking thing you've said all week. Just kidding. Or am I? You take it
Yeah,
however you want.
he raises an eyebrow and is like, okay.
I just chuck a little wink at him, just a friendly wink to be like, I'm fucking with you, but I also enjoy messing with you. So yeah.
I know, hun. I know.
Okay.
Okay.
So the guards and the wizard begin walking in front of you. The wizard walks to the front, and he holds a torch up, like a like a flaming torch, and he holds his hand out, and like you would hold a deodorant or oil to a fire, it begins to spray out as he holds his palm up to it. It just becomes this flamethrower that just begins burning all of the fungus and the fungus that has fallen to the ground next to the road, as well as the ones that are walking towards the town, and they all just begin basically evaporating and burning the second they touch the flame. And you can hear just the same horrid screaming as the flame begins to touch them and burn.
This is horrible, Jesus. This is so sad.
Is there anything you guys would like to do as they lead the way towards the border?
Oh, there's one thing I want to do quick, sorry.
Sure.
Wait, whoever's casting that flame spell, or whatever's going on, I just want to lean on his shoulder and just kind of get right up near his shoulder and just look at it all and just be like, oh, that is so hot. And then if he looks at me, I'll just kind of laugh and walk back.
Okay. Are you trying to hit on this guy?
No. I'm just totally having a laugh.
Sure. He awkwardly.
But if he wants to take it that way, he can take it that way. I don't mind. But
awkwardly giggles. He awkwardly giggles and begins walking a little bit faster to get away.
To kind of make him chill out, I'll give him a hard, reassuring pat on the back.
Sure. At the second you say that, he just begins walking very fast away from you.
I laugh.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
The guards and the wizard lead the way towards the border, burning the fungus as you guys walk. Let's see. Two of you make either a perception check or an investigation check. Two of you.
I'll do one.
I got a +2 to perception.
Alrighty.
I've got a +3.
I'll leave it to Eefa to do it.
Alright, so Eefa and Matif.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
Dame.
Oh.
Dame yo.
Oh no!
Guys, this fire burning real hot.
Whoa.
Crazy. Crazy fire. You guys don't see anything out of the ordinary. You guys begin to make your way to the border. They quickly clear out the luckily the tower is made of stone, so they just continue to use the flame to clear out any of the fun guys that are near it. And they set up this small kind of defensive wall very quickly and efficiently to kind of stem the flow, so they have to walk one at a time. You can see that they move more as a crowd as they get to the gate before they turn into a single file as they enter through it. So they kind of stem the flow a little bit earlier, and they all begin to using bows and crossbows, and from the wizard some well-placed fire bolts. They stem the flow of the incoming fun guys a little bit.
And while they're doing that, can I talk with Eefa for a little bit and ask her a quick question?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Eefa, this might be a little dark, but you don't think halflings would turn into fungi, would you?
Oh. I mean, I've never known anybody who's turned into a mushroom. I don't know. That's a scary thought. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It just came to my head. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, that's all I
Well, if you
wanted to
see
say.
a mushroom that looks like Dante, don't kill it.
Noted.
Okay.
So, you guys get to the get to this point, and a small opening is created for you guys to leap from the from this strategic point and make your way out into the fields to the south of the border. So, is there anything you would like to do before you leave?
I'm good.
Good. Emmyth, Lucy?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. I want just to ask Emmyth if they can ask him if there's gonna be backup after a certain amount of time, or if it's just us.
Oh, asking what? Sorry.
I tell you to ask the guards if backup will come.
Oh, right. Yeah. In that case, I'll go up in between like a couple of them, one hand under the shoulder of each, and kind of like leaning my head through. Just like I'm just like totally broing it out with these guys, kind of.
Sure.
So is it just us, or more people gonna come? Like, is backup on the table, or no?
We have some of the we have the Mage Lord himself coming down from the city, but that will take some time. He has to teleport from further north. So him and some of his elite guard may be coming down eventually, but we do not know when that will be.
I see. Like today, right?
I
Just like-
cannot make any guarantees, I'm afraid.
Oh, good. Okay. Yes. Sick. Okay. Cool. Thanks. Keep doing what you're doing, I suppose. And I walk back to, Lucy. And I'm like, okay, so they've got like a elite mage, guy coming down, and he's got a bunch of his elite guard and stuff. Sounds very pompous and fancy. Don't know how many of them there are, and there's also no guarantee that they're going to show up anytime soon. They could show up today, they could show up in a few minutes or a couple days. We don't know. So
Okay.
I
Well,
think it's safest to assume that no one's coming. Just to be best prepared.
yeah. Well, that would be good news to my ears, because I know some of these folk wouldn't mind burning down the whole forest, and I'm pretty sure we're just little pieces in that chessboard. So we better get this done as fast as we can.
Agreed.
Okay. So, you guys leap through the border, trying to skirt around the crowd of mushrooms, and make your way towards the forest further to the south. So, on your way there, you guys pretty much just follow the way you came. It's not very far from where you guys were literally here yesterday. So it's not hard to find your way back to the forest. Is there anything you'd like to do in the meantime?
like to explain the plan that I have, and you all can make suggestions. So,
Sounds fantastic. Hit us.
Amesh has create water, which we learned earlier when he put out the fire in the town building thing. So my plan is we make almost like a cage or a trap, where we put sticks on top of each other, and I can set them on fire, and then we lure in like as many of the mushrooms as we can, or even like the queen mushroom or whatever, and then we leave them there because obviously, I mean, this might not be true, but going off of like what Matif is like kind of assuming at this point is that when they touch fire, they just die automatically. And so if we get them into like a ring of fire, we can do ranged attacks without having to worry about them getting us.
Yeah.
And so
That's a
then we
pretty good
wouldn't burn
idea.
down the. Yeah.
Mm.
And Amesh would make sure that we don't burn down the forest by, creating water whenever we need that. It's a first level spell
Let me pull up.
or a cantrip.
It's not a cantrip.
Okay.
Let me check. Now, Amish is only a second level druid, so he does only have first level slots. My characters. Let me check. So he'd be able to cast it at least 4 times.
Okay.
And like, if worse comes to worse, he can put out the entire thing, and we can deal with them one-on-one like normal. But I feel like this is our best option to like save our own skins.
Mm.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So
he does
we-
have create destroy water. Yes.
Okay. I thought I remembered that from the time when the Capitol building went on fire and we tried to go over there and set it and like
Yes.
put it
I
out.
just had to pull up his sheet. Yes, he does. Definitely does.
Okay, cool. So it will take a little bit of like prep work, which means that we either have to start fighting the mushrooms on the path that they're already going, or we set it up and we have to lure them off of the path they're already going to a new location. Thoughts on that?
Well, I wouldn't know how to lure some mushrooms, but I guess if you need some bait, I can be some bait.
Yeah, it's luring them somewhere that I'm not sure we'd be able to do.
Yeah, because what's
Like, how much-
motivating them?
Yeah, how much space between like where they are now and like what's their current trajectory?
Of you guys or of the mushrooms?
The mushrooms.
The mushrooms.
Them in the city. How?
They are pretty much all following the exact same path. They're not veering off it. There doesn't seem to be any that are going in any other direction. They all seem to be following the same path.
Yeah, then maybe we could just put something in their path so once they get to that point.
Okay. Which means that we'll be put in the line of fire while we set this up.
Oh, that's true.
Hmm.
But
There's
I
a
think it
lot
would
to
only take
consider.
like a few branches, put them in a circle or a square or whatever.
Sounds like
But-
an idea.
We also I feel like taking out like 20 of them or 30 of them is still not helpful. We have to figure out where they're coming from and
Yeah.
almost take it out from the source.
I don't know if there's any way of curing it either, because it's kind of a bit horrifying, to be honest, listening to a bunch of mushrooms scream in agony. Just me?
Not just you. But I think that we need to come up with a plan quick because they ain't stopping for no one.
Yeah, we don't really have a choice. I don't think we can cure them, so we have to. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
well, I'll start gathering some branches and maybe just making a path of that we can use for the fire. Then.
Okay.
Yeah. I can help you on that if you'd like.
Sure. You guys begin picking up sticks as you go. You guys have the tools to make bundles of sticks. That's fine. I'd say by the time you make it to the edge, you won't have many sticks, but you'll be able to build it up as you enter the forest itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this whole time we're following the line of mushrooms to find the source, right?
Yeah, you guys are basically walking parallel to the line of mushrooms, in the other direction, basically walking towards where they're coming from.
Okay.
So, you guys make your way towards make 'em away, towards the make 'em away, towards the edge of the forest, and you make your way inside. As you enter the forest, you notice something is wrong nearly immediately. You see that the trees have turned black. Their bark has begun oozing this yellow pussy liquid. The leaves have turned to this disgusting dark grey color. All of the green seems to have disappeared. As you guys, walk, you feel the crunching of mushrooms. Old, rotted, and just mushrooms that have, when you basically, crunchy mushrooms. As you guys walk through, and this forest seems wrong.
Mm.
I'd like to take my cloak and kind of wrap it around my face like a mask.
Sure. You wrap
I'll do
your
the same with my bandana.
sure.
Is-
Matif, I'm guessing you use your bandana to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Eefa.
I don't really have anything I can do that with unless I take my clothes off.
Yeah, I'll whip her up some of my cloak and give her a mask.
Aw, thanks.
Sure. You make a makeshift mask for Eefa, and you guys venture further into the forest. Now, I'd like to make somebody to make either a survival check or a perception check. Two people. Perception or survival.
I
Not
will
me.
roll for that.
Yeah, I'll do
Perception
a
is
survival check.
very helpful, so I'll do survival. That still wasn't good.
Okay, I'll do a survival check as well.
Let's
Alright.
go, Lucy. Oh, that's better.
Hey, 15. Eefa, you're so distraught at the sight of this forest. You see that it's wrong. You see that it looks as if it's hurting. It looks as if it's in pain. You look and you see the trees and you see them oozing this liquid, and it just seems wrong to you. Lucy, putting aside your feelings, you charge further into the forest, and you begin to see footprints that are not your own. You see smaller footprints, leading off towards one set leading off towards the left of where you are, and one leading off to the right. Two sets?
They're both around the same size.
Roughly.
Okay. Well, I just beckon over to my comrades and point out the footsteps. Are they around like halfling size
Yeah.
footsteps?
They look
Okay.
definitely smaller than most of your feet sizes. Probably closer to Eefa's.
Okay. Hey, you got two sets of footsteps here, leading in different directions. Is there any footsteps headed towards where the mushrooms are? Closer to the mushrooms?
From this point, as you guys are now in the forest itself, there are mushroom boys coming from all sorts of different directions. Some are coming still straight from where you guys saw before, and others seem to be coming from deeper into the forest and joining this line towards the middle, towards where, or meeting up with the others essentially.
Well, friends, I guess the question is left or right.
Mm, I don't
Should
know.
we flip a coin?
For some reason, I feel like turn left seems right.
I agree. For some reason, left is just hitting me.
Okay, so left.
Left
Sure.
it is.
Lefting, leftaroo.
Okay. So, you guys head to the left. You follow the small footsteps, which with your survival is easily enough to stay in touch with them. And after 2 or 3 minutes of walking, following the steps, stepping over various branches and roots, you find this horrific sight. You see a halfling up against a tree, floating in the air with this green sigil, this green magical sigil that seems to be slowly vibrating in place, holding them in the air, and they seem frozen in this position of fear. They just floating there. You can see that they're dressed in these brown robes. They're carrying a staff with sort of this gem at the top. They're just frozen there in fear, and you can see that they're alive. You can see them breathing, but they don't look at you. Their eyes just frozen in fear. And from their feet, you see slowly rising out of the ground, arms first, then the back legs, climbing to its feet, one of the fungus people, who then walk off to join the rest of their crowd leaving the forest.
Can anyone chop down a tree?
That doesn't seem good.
Did you say there was enemies around, or it's just the halflings?
There is just a single halfling that you can see right now that is frozen. They're not they're kind of up against the tree. There's nothing holding them to the tree. They just seem to be floating there with this green magical sigil in front of them. But there doesn't seem to be any enemies. Every minute and a half or so, from at the bottom of the tree, underneath where the halfling is floating, another fungus crawls out of the ground every minute and a half or so.
We're gonna have to find a way to get them down, I'm gonna think.
I'd like to go up and investigate, like, this. I assume there's, like, something carved into the wood behind them that's, like, causing this green sigil to be.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Ooh.
Can I, like, assist with that?
Sure.
Shoot.
Roll
Wrong
with
one.
advantage.
Sorry.
It's all good.
You want me to roll with advantage?
Yes, you're being assisted. 13. You circle around the back of the tree, and you don't seem to find anything carved on the back of the tree. It does seem to be oozing that yellowish pussy liquid, but it doesn't seem to be anything carved there.
I just asked Mesh to just see if he can start cutting that person down, or bring that person down.
Armesh looks to you and he's like, "Yo, look, man, this isn't really my like field of expertise. I don't really know what that like sigil says. I can try and get them down, but like, just watch out, I guess."
I
Can
got
any
you
of us
back.
dispel magic?
You ask Amesh if he can dispel magic.
Just the group as in general.
Okay.
Nope, I would not be that talented. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
What's Amish's weapon of choice?
He has a warhammer, which is just a big stick with a conch shell at the end.
That's not gonna be helpful. I'm trying to see if we could just like chop down the tree. I could set it on fire.
I mean, wouldn't that just kind of, I don't know, set everything on fire? But kind of, like, fire's good as a weapon here, but not if everything, like the entire forest is on fire.
I mean,
Unless we
right
can
now,
isolate it.
looking at this forest, do we really think that keeping it not
Yeah.
on fire is a great idea?
Yeah, to be honest, it's probably best. Alright, you do what you want. It could work.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
How's
I'm
the
good.
halfling looking? Is he hurt?
Make a medicine check. They look fine, dude. Just chilling, floating.
I don't think this is a saving throw. This one might hurt that dude, though.
What are you thinking, Matif?
Yeah, I can cast Lightning Bolt, which would, a flammable object hit by the spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. But it does, leap from the target to a different creature. I don't know if that works if I'm trying to do the tree because it's grounded.
I would say that you could probably hit the tree without hitting the halfling.
Okay.
With lightning bolt. Yeah.
So, yeah. I am a little worried that we are making a witch's pyre right now, though, where he's just gonna start on fire because he's not able to escape. But that's the best I got, my dudes.
Yep. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Set the tree on fire.
Sure. You cast lightning bolt. You see Matif raise his wand and shoot a small bolt of lightning towards the tree. You see the leaves higher up begin to catch on fire and smolder. The tree slowly begins catching on fire. It doesn't seem to do anything. You don't see the magic flicker or anything. It stays the way it was. The fire also doesn't quite move down the tree. It seems to climb upwards towards the leaves and begin to burn up there. Doesn't seem to be having any sort of effect, noticeable effect that you can see.
I'm thinking he's just floating, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna. Is he too high for me to reach?
You could definitely reach them. Yeah, you could. Your probably head is around where their shins are. They're floating about head height, so you could probably grab their shins.
and that's what I'm gonna do.
Alrighty.
I'm trying to pull
Make
them to
a
the ground.
dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay.
Okay. You reach up towards towards their leg, and the sigil flares, and these black spores begin to leap towards your arm, but you you dodge out of the way. You grab their leg, and dodge the spores that launch from the sigil.
Okay. Was I able to pull him down, or is he still floating?
You try to move them, but they seem to be stuck in place. You pull,
Okay.
and their clothes move in your hands. The clothes seem to be sort of free, but the body seems to be locked in place.
Okay. Well, it seems like our friend here is under some type of trap or something. So I reckon that maybe there's someone who casted this on him, and that might be the other set of footprints. So maybe we need to backtrack a little bit and head towards the other direction.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think there's really anything I can do to help right here. We might have to backtrack a bit.
I'm good at stabbing things. Yeah. If you need that, then I'm your person.
I do want to say that if we're just gonna leave him here, we should probably put out the fire in the tree.
Oh, yeah.
Amesh raises his hand, and he says, "Skadoosh!" And summons a cube of water that rains down and puts down the flames that were beginning to make its way through the tree further up.
We should come back here though once we get rid of whatever's doing this, because there has to be a reason that he's in this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So without further ado, shall we?
Yeah, let's try and go quickly.
Agreed.
Okay. So you guys backtrack, following the same set of footprints, back towards where you came, and making your way in the other direction, following the other set of footprints. Eventually, you find a very similar scene. You find a halfling floating in the air. This one is a female halfling in very, very nice clothing. She has a little badge on her clothing that says Nikita, like a name badge.
Oh no.
That's who we're looking for, folks. Here's a ticket to our wine.
Yeah. It is the ticket to our wine.
And does the area look similar to the previous one?
Very similar scene. You see the sigil floating in front of her. And yeah, very, very similar to before. Every minute and a half, another fungi emerges from the ground beneath her feet and walks towards the rest of the line of fungi that are marching out of the forest.
Okay. Lucy, he's pretty pissed off at this point, just seeing what's happening to these halflings. And so he's gonna stand in the middle of that field where all the mushrooms are coming out of, and he's just gonna yell for no one in particular. Just gonna tell him to come out.
Sure. Make a persuasion check against the forest.
Against the forest.
Out of context D&D.
Yeah. Okay. All right. A 25. Sure.
Damn.
Okay. You yell. What do you yell into the forest?
I just say I'm tired of this bullshit. You better come out here and face me like a man.
All of you guys don't hear anything. Lucy, deep inside your brain, you hear a voice. Ah, yes. Come find me then.
Well, where are you, son of a bitch?
As you ask this question, you see a line of fluorescent mushrooms lead their way forwards towards the center of the forest.
Okay. Well, I just start following that line of fluorescent mushrooms.
Can we see these fluorescent mushrooms too, or?
You see Lucy talking seemingly to the air, and you see these fluorescent mushrooms begin to appear near his feet and lead further into the forest.
And
Okay,
then
yeah.
as he's following these fluorescent mushrooms, he already has his rapier out and he's
Alright.
ready to fight someone.
Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, all right.
Well, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So,
It's just another typical day. This is normal. This is fine.
Let's
You guys-
go.
Unless I have my rapier out and stuff.
okay. You guys make your way to the Sorry, I need to pull something out real quick. There we are. Need to open a thing. There we are.
As we walk, I'm going to cast. Well, I guess not cast. I'm going to use my Vigilant Blessing feature on. I guess Emmyth.
Okay.
I touch one creature, and they have advantage on the next initiative roll they make.
Oh, cool.
Whoa!
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
You're welcome.
you guys walk for probably about 25 minutes further into the forest following these fluorescent mushrooms until you hit a clearing. And if you guys could go to your roll 20s.
Yes.
Oh man, here we go.
You guys enter into a clearing.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Wait.
You guys see before you, as you enter into this clearing, you see this tall, dead tree, towering probably 40, 45 feet into the air. And on the outside of this tree, floating in the air with this sigil, this same green glowing sigil, you see your friend Dante. And all of you hear in your heads, ah, yes. More food for my children.
Getting some Harry Potter vibes over here.
Bruh, what the?
And you see these dark red slits open from the wood of this tree. And a big cracked smile opens up from the wood.
Ew. Nah, this is like a horror twist on friggin' the tree and Pocahontas.
Pocahontas?
Pocahontas. Oops. Pocahontas. Right?
Okay, sorry, let me
I-
just pull up. Oh, did that load? Where did that go? Nope. Sorry, I'm trying to... There we are.
And
Yeah,
before this, I asked the tree his name, if he gives one.
Sure. It's not that big, don't worry.
Whoa, okay. Did you want to... Have you changed the...
Have I
screen
changed
menu
the what?
to the map screen?
No, I will do that in just a second.
Oh, cool. Because that's a pretty tree.
You ask the tree its name?
Yes.
Alrighty, let's go to the other tree. Matif, Eefa, Lucy, Emmyth. Me! Sweet. Transition! Okay, cool. I just need to fix up the Roll20 screen. Unlock. For some reason, some of my ratios got changed since we last streamed.
Mm.
That's cool. The
Yeah,
BRB
and
going
Lucy
to find
looks really mad
tree.
at this point, so
It's hard.
visibly angry where all of you guys can see it.
Right.
BRB getting eaten by tree.
Help! Help!
So you ask the tree its name. Ah, yes. I am the eldest of the Death Angel.
The eldest of the Death Angel.
An offcut. A fungus, a bacteria. I am a child
Well-
of Vutane.
Vutane?
Vutane. Vutane.
That sounds so friendly.
Does that ring a bell in any of our heads?
Make a history or religion check if anybody would like to.
Ooh.
Woo!
Not really well today.
Not great rolls so far.
I know nothing. Hold on. I'll give a crack at history, maybe.
Hey!
Oh, there we
Are
go.
you kidding me? I'm not even good at history. Oh my god. I don't think I've made any rolls today
Matif?
either.
I mean, I can make the roll, but
Sure. Well, look at Emmyth. No.
Oh my
Hey!
All right.
Let's go.
Sure. All right. Emmyth, you would have heard probably rumors as you've traveled the world of occasional weird fungal outbreaks that appear all over the world that seem to be tied to some like weird like fungus creature. Like you've heard about it like as like a tale that you've heard at a tavern sometime or on a ship. You thought it was just some weird rumor, but yeah, here it seems to be. And Matif, with a 19 religion, you would have heard that Vutane is one of the eldest child of Yuvian, but kind of diverged from his mother's what's the word? Wishes. He began infecting things and causing death at a rate that wasn't natural, defying the Mistress of Mortality's wishes. So this tree says that it's the eldest child of Vutane. So you assume that it's connected that way somehow. So, what would you guys like to do?
Roll for initiative.
Is one of you making an attack?
Before that, I'm just gonna tell him, well, it's gonna time to meet your end by the hands of Lucy, and let it be known to you and all your kin.
Okay. Come for me, fools. And I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
I get
Natural one.
oh, and
Oh, you got advantage.
Nat 20. I got advantage. Okay, I'll roll twice. Oh,
Oh, good thing you got advantage.
Hey!
Oh, there we go. Hey.
Okay, so first we have Lucy, followed by
Thank God for that advantage.
Matif.
Oh my God.
okay, sure. Then we have Emmyth.
Then everything bad, and then me.
You're not last, Eefa.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Armesh is behind you. He rolled a 1. He's only got a. I don't think. Actually, you guys might be equal. Actually, I think he does have a +2. Wait, let me check. Armesh Wavebreaker. No, he has a +1, so he's going last. Emmyth, and then there is 2, 3, 4. And then Eefa.
That battle music kicking. Oh yeah.
And then Armesh. Okay.
Why? But you said battle music, and I thought of that rave song that goes.
Okay, so Lucy, you're first.
Okay, so the first thing I'll do is, once again, I'll cast Bardic Inspiration on Mesh, and I'll give him another wink, kind of signaling to our competition, like last time.
Sure, he's like, whoa, man, that's hot.
And then I will go over to the mushroom to the right, the closest one to the right.
Sure, you should be able to control your model. They should still have the... Yes, they should be able to still be controlled by you.
Okay, so I head over here, and then I'm just going to cast Vicious Mockery on them.
Sure, so that is a Charisma saving throw, I believe.
Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw, alright. Sorry, let me just go to page with the... Wisdom, okay, so plus that.
Nice.
That is a natural 19 for a 19. So what do you say to the fungus?
I tried that last time saying something to him, but they didn't understand. So this time I'm just gonna wink at him.
Sure, it just looks at you and just goes. It doesn't seem to have any effect. Okay, so that's your action, bonus action, and movement. So I assume that's you done.
Yes.
Okay, I should also add this. Sorry, real quick, just to. Control? No, wrong one. It's Alt. Yes. Okay. Oh, let me just get rid of that one. Sorry, I'm trying to add it so that you guys can. The tree itself is also a target. Just letting you guys know.
Okay.
I assumed you guys, knew, but I was just making sure.
Question: How is Dante suspended?
He's suspended in the same way as you saw the other halflings.
How high up is he approximately?
He's about head height for you guys.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of Lucy's turn. Matif.
Like attack the roots, we have to go for like the head, right?
Hey, I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 would put me like right here. I'll go here.
Mm-hmm.
And I will use Thunderclap.
Okay, on the roots.
Each creature within range other than you must succeed on a... I think the range is... That can't be right. It says it can be heard from 100 feet away, but that feels wrong.
It's thunder damage, so it's like a thunderclap in a storm. I believe it's thunder damage, which is more like sound damage.
Yeah, I guess if it's a 5-foot radius, then it would be on only the root because nothing else is within that.
Sure. So that is a saving throw.
Yep.
What kind?
Constitution.
That is a fail. It's 7.
Okay. So then I roll damage. How do I?
Yep, 4 damage.
Did I do it?
Yep,
Oh.
it did the first time.
Sorry.
So that's 4 points of thunder damage to the roots. You do see that the roots do react to your thunderclap and begin to like shrivel and try and retreat back into the soil.
Okay. That's better than what I expected, which was thrash about and hit me. So.
That's coming up, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, so that's your turn.
Yes.
Okay. Next up's Emmyth.
Okay. Now, question about my dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can cast... I can cast invisibility. Oh, there's a here's an action. Okay, all good then. Well, I will do that. I will use the Dissipation Blade to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay, you are invisible.
Sick! I will then... hold on, sorry. I'm just checking, making sure... Okay, cool. I will move... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... wait, that's... No, hold on, wait.
5, 10, 15, 20.
5,
That's 25
10,
feet.
15. Ka-chow. And I will bonus action... dash...
Okay.
to get up to your boy, Dante.
Alrighty. Cool.
That's my turn.
Okay.
Don't get eaten by a tree, please.
I'll try my best.
Now it is the spawn of Vutane's turn. He is going to use, as his action, he's going to make a ranged spell attack, Mind Pathogen, against the nearest person he can see, which would be Matif, because Emmyth is invisible.
Super fun.
That's a natural 20.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Don't
I
be.
also have
That's
physical
how the
dice.
dice roll.
Oh, I've got... Don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay, I didn't roll super high. So that's damage, so that's doubled, so that's... Alrighty, so that is 12 points of damage.
Oofer.
12 points of psychic damage.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay.
Okay. So you are now stunned until the end of your next turn. As it sends this black ball of this black oily ooze towards you, it hits your chest and crawls upwards, and like in a horror movie, it begins to crawl its way into your mouth and it through your nose. And you just stand there stunned. You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
That's disgusting.
Okay. That is the end of its turn. Eefa, your turn.
Okay, Emmyth is invisible?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to cast Blessed on Amesh, Lucy, and Matif.
Okay, cool. So that is your action?
Oh, I accidentally cast it at second level. I meant to cast it at first.
First level? Alright.
Yeah, it's at first level. And yes, that is my action. And Eefa now has a completely rational and totally understandable fear of mushrooms, so she's not going to want to get any closer to these guys right now.
Okay.
Not until she absolutely has to, so that's going to take me under my turn.
Alrighty. Now it is Armesh's turn. He is going to... As an action, he is going to cast Long Strider on himself. To give himself, as an action, to give himself 10 extra feet of movement. And then he is going to, as a bonus action, Rage. And then he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20. Run up to that one, but not do anything, because that's the end of its turn. End of its turn. Now, at the very end of the initiative order, it is the Mushroom Boy's turn. Because they don't have mushroom to move. 5, 10, 15, 20. Can't quite make it to him. 5, 10. 3. Okay, they're gonna make 2 attacks against Amish. That definitely hits. That misses. They deal 5 points of damage hard. They deal 3 points of damage to Amish. One of them is going to make an attack against you, Matif. That is a 16 to hit.
No.
Oh, misses. Gotta love that
Major armor.
Nice.
Cool. And that is
Mijama.
that's the end of the mushroom's turn. Lucy, back to you.
Okay, so first thing I'll do is I'll cast Healing Word on Matif.
Okay. What do you say to Matif?
Just say, wake up. I cast it.
Oh wow, max healing. Heal 7 points.
Damn,
7 points of
bitch.
healing. Okay, so that's your bonus action.
And then so next what I'll do is I'll go up to this mushroom closest to me, and then I'll attack it with my rapier.
Alrighty, go for it. Okay, 16 definitely hits, and it fucking explodes with 11 points of damage. It and dies.
And then when I do that, I just wink again to Amish.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Question.
Yes.
Do we still have to make those Constitution saving throws when they die?
Not with that one. It seems that when you do a certain amount of damage, they explode in a certain way.
Got it.
Because we've got like cloth covering our faces right now, would we get like advantage or something?
I would give you guys advantage, yes. For some.
Hey, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You guys have taken measures
Yeah.
to prevent this from happening again. I would say with the attack by the thingy, that's a bit different than breathing in spores, Matif. But for the spores from the mushrooms, I'd say you definitely get advantage.
Just remember, everyone, wearing a mask can help prevent the spread of God.
Okay, is that the end of your turn, Lucy?
Yes, that's the end of my turn.
At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action to summon the Mind Slaved.
Bruh, what?
And summoning 3 more of the Mushroom Boys. Matif, your turn.
Stunned. So what actions do I get to take?
You're stunned. So, at the end of your turn, you kind of cough up this black oozing liquid. It oozes from you, and you see like little bits of red as blood oozes along with it. So at the end of your turn, you are unstunned. You don't have to keep like making saving throws. It's not an ongoing condition. It's just until the end of your next turn. But you can now take reactions and whatnot now.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's the end of your turn. Emmyth.
Okay. I have no guarantee this is even going to work. I will. I'm going to try and grab Dante somehow. He's only at head height, like his feet.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to reach him.
So you reach up to grab him. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Come on. Yeah, 14.
14. As you go to grab for it, the sigil seems to sense your presence and send out the burst of these black fungal spores in your direction, but because you're invisible, completely misses. So you have a hold of Dante now.
Oh, I have a hold of him.
Yeah. This is just reaching up, so you still have an action.
Okay. I will try to pull him down.
Okay.
Out of the air.
Make an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay.
Two. You pull as
Oh,
hard as you can, but all you seem to do is you grab his legs and pull, and all you seem to do is pull down his pants.
shit. Sorry, man. Damn it.
That's your action to try and pull him down.
Yeah. Oh, when I went to pull him, was it like he was like ridiculously just fixed there, or was there a little bit of kind of?
It felt like he was fixed in space. Like he was. It was more than floating there. He was more like frozen there.
Is it kind of like that hero from my hero, Rocklock or whatever?
Yes, it is a bit like
where
that.
it's like
yes.
you can keep stuff frozen completely in place.
Yes.
Damn. All right. Okay. 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 I think I'll end my turn. I can't. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like right up against like kind of the tree, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll actually no. I'll just like move like 5 feet. There you go. I'll stay my ground though.
Okay.
That's me.
Now it is the spawn's turn. It is going to use Mind Pathogen against Armesh. Natural one. Pew! Completely misses. It sends out another one of these inky black blobs towards Armesh, and it completely misses. That is the end of its turn. Eefa.
Okay. I am going to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
Pop.
Boop.
Gonna cast it right there.
Okay, you're gonna cast it on him?
Yeah.
Okay. It does succeed. It rolled a 12 for a 15 total.
Oh.
So it does save, but I think it takes half damage.
Makes half as much damage.
And I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh, it's when it enters the area for the first time, or when it starts its turn there. Oh, yeah. So I guess that's entered it for the first time.
Yeah, it entered it for the first time because you cast it. Okay,
Right.
so it takes 5 points of damage, and I'm pretty sure it keeps taking that on its turns.
Yeah, until I move it.
Dope. Alrighty. Are you gonna move?
Okay. I will get a teeny tiny bit closer, eyeing the mushrooms.
Okay. Now it's
We'll see.
Armesh's turn. He's gonna make a swing against a mushroom. Natural 20. He's not high today. This dice is rolling all sorts of fucking damage today. Rolling all sorts of D12, fucking natural 20s. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Nice.
He completely knocks out that. He rolled like 12 plus. He rolled like 15 points of damage. Only he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, which he succeeds. He's fine. Okay. That's his turn. Now it is the mushroom's turn. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They're gonna make 2 attacks against Amish. Misses. Hits. He takes 5 points of damage. These ones. 1, 2, 2, 3. 2 attacks against you, Matif. First one misses. Second one misses. Fucking 5 and a 7. And now, Lucy, back to you.
Okay, let's see. 60 feet. Okay, I want to cast Phantasmal Force on the big man.
Okay. Oh, oof. Let me just read the wording on that. Okay. It is not a charm. Okay. So, intelligence saving throw?
Yes, that's correct.
That's a fail. So, what are you conjuring it to see?
What I'm trying to get him to see is like just a big version of Lucy, and he's just being the tree's just being surrounded by flames.
Okay. And it takes 1 point of psychic damage, I believe. Deal. Okay, cool. So it takes another point of damage. Cool. Okay, Matif, your turn.
So I'm gonna cast, or I'm gonna use my sorcery points to do quicken spell.
Yep.
So I get to cast a first or second, and then a cantrip, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna cast magic missile at 2nd level.
Okay.
Which gives me 4 darts, correct? 'Cause I get 3 from 1st level, and then
yes,
plus
you get
1.
an extra dart.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to do it with the 3 surrounding me, and then the 1 that's like right here in front of a mesh.
Okay, so 1 on each. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Alright, roll your damage. Okay, first dart. Second dart. Third dart, and... Alrighty.
A couple of good ones in there.
Alrighty. A lot of, mushrooms, not looking very healthy. Alrighty, Emma.
That's me. No one's flanking the tree.
No, no one is flanking the tree. You are invisible, however.
I know.
I got spell.
What was it, sorry?
Didn't I quicken? I got a 2nd spell.
Oh, yes, you did. Sorry. I bet.
Let it take it. Let it take it.
That's sorry. I just remembered I did that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Thunderclap. It'll hit the 2 next to me. So they have to make Constitution saving throws.
Okay. 1 succeeds and 1 fails.
Okay.
3 points of damage. 1, 2.
Yeah, so the one that succeeded doesn't take any.
Okay. The one that did take it is the one just above you, and it's still alive, but barely.
Okay, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Emma.
Okay. Okay. I trust everyone is fine. I am going to slice the tree's face.
Okay, make an with your rapier
Actually-
or with your.
Oh! Well, I'm just like, oh, well, like if you went to stab into a tree, like you'd yeah, if you went to stab into a tree, no, I'll take the rapier. I'll use the rapier,
Okay, go for it.
and I'm gonna try and attack it. Wish me luck on this. Oh. Oh no.
A 9 does not hit, and your
Yeah.
invisibility is now broken.
Yeah, that's cool. As soon, like, yeah, I'm like right in front of its face, and you know, as I become invisible, I just kind of give a little smirk back at it.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Are you flirting
That's-
with a tree?
Am I? That's up to you to decide.
Okay, at the end of your turn, Emmyth, it is going to use
Yeah.
its legendary action to summon the Mind Slaved again.
Oh God.
Okay, now it's its turn. It is going to use Mind Pathogen against you, Emmyth. At disadvantage because you are within melee. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay. That is 10 points of damage. 10 points of psychic damage. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
What? Okay, here we go.
You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Love that. Love that for me.
Okay, Eefa, your turn.
Okay, can I squeeze through right here?
Yes, you can.
Or to move there? Yeah, okay. Then I'm gonna grit my teeth and get up close to the mushrooms. I'm gonna keep concentration on a spell and then make like a attack with my dagger?
Yeah, of course you can. The only time
okay.
concentration breaks on a spell is if you are attacked and you are dealt damage and roll below your concentration save, or if you cast another concentration spell. Actually, that would have broken Bless to cast Moonbeam. I just remembered.
Oh, right, okay.
Because they're both concentration spells. Sorry, I just remembered.
I completely forgot about that. I will make this my moonbeam just so I remember where it is. And in that case, I will dagger the one right in front of me. No, the one next to me, because I'm flanking it.
Yep. To roll with advantage.
Dagger.
Dagger.
Boop, boop.
Yep. So the both hit.
Oh, that was just one hit as me rolling with advantage.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to
That's fine.
actually make that thing with beyond 20 thingy. Okay, damage 6. Nice.
It explodes. It doesn't explode with enough ferocity to explode into your face, but it does explode thematically.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then I will roll damage for the moonbeam.
Yes.
14.
14. Damn, son.
Let's make it save.
It makes another save. Natural 1.
Woo!
That's 14 damage. Okay.
And that will be my turn.
Okay.
Do you not like being next to these mushrooms?
Now it is Amesh's turn. He is going to... My laptop has just died. I will need to load up D&D Beyond on my computer. D&D Beyond!
Top just took way too much damage.
I like how this battle almost became like an educational video for wearing masks. That is
Yeah. Notice how much less damage we took.
amazing.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he is going to. So it's a 5 foot. All right. So he is going to move here and take an attack of opportunity from one of the mushrooms. Misses miserably. And he is going to, in a line, use his Dragon Breath on the 3 of these. So they all make dex saves. Dex. Fail. Success. Success. So 2 of them succeed, 1 fails. I don't believe the ones that fail took. Nope, I don't want to open Twitch. I'm already streaming. There we are. Alright. So half damage on success. Alright, so that's 2d6 acid damage. Which. Okay, so for the guy who failed at the front, that is 10 damage. So that one explodes. The second one takes 5 damage. And the third one takes 5 damage. So these two take damage but don't die. Kills the first one. That's his action. Now it is the mushrooms. One, two, three. 1, 2. Oh, actually, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. All right. Attack against Emmyth. 6. Guessing that misses.
It misses.
Against Lucy. That's a 15.
It hits.
Hits. 2 points of damage. Against Matif. That's an 11.
Nope.
Eefa. That is a 5. Look, these
Nope.
little mushroom boys are not strong. And then against Armesh, hit, miss, hit. So that's 6. Cool. Okay. Back up to the top, Lucy.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stab the mushroom in front of you with a rapier.
Cool, go for it. A 7 misses.
Okay. Let's see. And with 2-weapon fighting, can I make a bonus action to also stab him with a dagger?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Definitely hits. So that's 5 points of damage. You stab deep into this mushroom. It wobbles, but doesn't seem to die from the hit. Are you gonna move or are you gonna stay there?
I'm going to stay here.
Okay. Matif.
Going to move. He'll get an attack of opportunity, which is going to suck 5, 10, 15. Here.
Okay, it'll take an attack of opportunity against you. That is a 9 to hit.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna cast. How close am I to Emmyth? No. Wait. I'm gonna stand here.
Mm-hmm.
That still puts you in it. Here. Because. Where's the line thing?
The what thing? It's the 5th one down. There's a circle with a little
Measuring.
ruler inside of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Wait. I need to be. Here. Math is hard.
It is.
And then I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. So that's a
Screw math.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Natural 1.
Nice.
This dice is just
Okay.
swinging from 20s to 1s, man.
Okay. He does. I don't know if this is gonna do all 3d8. No. Okay. So he does 2d8 plus 1d8 because I cast it at a higher level.
Okay.
So that's 13 points damage.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And it is lightning damage, if that matter. No.
It's thunder damage, I believe. Thunder wave.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't seem to do any extra damage.
Whatever.
At the end of your turn, it is going to use its legendary action to use the bacteria grows. You see. What is the most damage? 1, 2, 3. You see 3 of the mushrooms disappear. They seem to sink back into the ground, and you see the roots kind of pulse with this sickly green energy. And the wounds that you guys have been dealing to the tree seem to heal somewhat. But you also see this shimmer appear around the base of the tree. Around its face and around where you see the more anthropomorphic parts peeking out. Emmyth, you're stunned. At the end of your turn, you are not stunned.
Okay.
Okay, now it's its turn. It is going to use Mind Pathogen on Eefa, because that, what do you call it? Moonbeam is annoying. That's a 22 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
Oh boy. It's a bit of damage. I nearly rolled max damage. That's 15 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
As it flings this gross, black, oily mess of spores at you, and it crawls up, sinks into your armor, and you just feel this aching pain all throughout your body. I need you to make a, first of all, a Constitution saving throw. For your concentration check. You're fine. And then a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
14, you're fine. The black ooze crawls into your nostrils, but you just blow your nose real hard, and it just launches out.
Okay. That's icky.
That is the end of its turn. Eefa, your turn. At the beginning of your turn, roll your damage for Moonbeam.
Damage for Moonbeam.
Okay. That's an interesting point. So, as this beautiful moon radiant light rains down from the heavens, you see it begin to melt parts of its bark, and you see that shimmer that appeared in front of around the more anthropomorphic parts disappears, and you see that beneath where that shimmer was, it seems to have melted this bark almost. And you dealt double damage, so that actually dealt 32 points of damage.
Oh, cool.
The shimmer has disappeared, however.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, go the rest of your turn. I will work on that, Crestfaller. Thank you for the suggestion.
Oh, that's actually a good idea, yeah. Okay, my health is pretty low now, so I think I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Sure. Go for it. Wow.
All right, that
big
helps.
numbers. Woo.
All right, that helps. I'm scared of the mushrooms, so even though I might take attack of opportunity, I'm gonna back away from them a little bit.
Okay. It'll make an attack of opportunity against you. That is a 19 to hit.
Ah, it just hits.
You take 5 points of damage.
Okay, there goes some of my health.
It kind of smacks you on the back as you run away, and it kind of slips beneath your armor. Gets you in an uncomfortable spot. Is that the end of your turn?
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now it's
Okay.
Armesh's turn. He's going to attack the dude in front of him. Definitely hits. It's 2, 5, 7. Yeah, and absolutely fucking annihilates that one in front of him. Then he's just gonna move forward to the next one. Yep.
By the way, you guys can do the HP ones. So if you left click and then go to the settings, you can add a value for
Oh,
your
awesome.
HP.
I'll try and zoom in so I can get everybody's health a little bit better. A way for me to make that larger.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Doesn't seem like it.
Cool.
So how do you do it? Sorry?
You left click and then you go to the little settings thing.
Yep.
And then you can add your values. So, yep.
Yes. Okay. For him would be... Cool. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. That was Eefa's turn. Amish is gone. Now it's the mushroom's turn. One is going to take an attack against Emmyth. That's a 3.
Yay.
One against Amish. That's a natural 20. So this will just deal regular damage. It's halved. It's raging. That is 3 points of damage. Okay. This one's gonna go follow you, Eefa. This one's gonna go up towards Matif. One against Eefa, natural 20.
Oof.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's 5 points of damage. It rolled low.
Okay. So that's double to a 10?
No, that was 5 damage total.
Oh, seriously?
They're
Wow.
only rolling d4 damages. It rolled 2, double to 4 plus 1.
Alright, wow, okay.
And that is an 18 to hit for you, Matif.
Yes.
Shazer. Ooh. That is 3 points of damage to you. Okay, that's the mushroom's turn. Lucy.
Okay, so I'm going to head over here. And then I am going to cast Healing Word on Eefa.
Alrighty.
Appreciate it.
So that's 5 points of healing to you, Eefa. Ready. That was your bonus action?
I can't hit him from here with the rapier, correct?
No, you would have to move one more.
Okay, yeah. That's as far as I can move, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Matif? No. Yes, Matif.
Going to cast Thunderwave at first level.
Alrighty. Go for it. So that is 1 for the Mushroom Boy and 1 for the... fail for the Mushroom Boy. Success for the tree. So it still takes half damage, I believe? Wow, that is a lot of thunder damage. You absolutely annihilate this mushroom. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with advantage. After that, it's 7.
Nice.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't even worry about it. You just hurt.
Nice.
You cast Thunderwave, this wave of just crackling energy. All of you guys hear this loud thunder crack happen. You just annihilate this mushroom boy. He goes from corporeal form to dust in the wind within seconds. And you crack the edges of the wood of this tree. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Emmyth, you're not stunned.
Yay! I'm going to hack at it again.
Alright, go for it.
That's what I do best.
With your rapier or your dagger?
Right there.
Go for it.
Come on, come on, come on. Okay.
14 hits.
Okay, cool, cool. Okay, sneak attack just puts itself on automatically, so
Yeah, no sneak
ignore
attack
it.
damage. Dante
So that would
is
be-
incapacitated.
Yeah, it does it regardless, I think,
Okay,
which is kind of weird.
so
But that means it would just be 11. So
as
just
you go
ignore the
to
rest.
swing with your rapier, you connect with the tree, but the rapier seems to bounce off harmlessly. Seems to be immune to piercing damage from non-magical weapons.
Ah! What about slashing? Okay. Okay. Alright, that's unfortunate.
So you've still got your bonus action and movement.
You son of a bitch. Well, I'll use my bonus action to okay, I'll have to disengage from the tree, right? If I leave it. If I moved here, would
If you were within 5 feet of its roots, you are still considered. You won't have to make.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then, if I go here, I'm alright.
Yeah, you're fine. You don't have to make a.
Okay, so I don't have to disengage.
Yeah.
I'll stay there though. I'll have my turn.
Okie dokie. At the end of your turn, it is going to use one of its legendary actions to summon the Mind Slaved.
Mushroom children.
Mushroom.
Okay, then on its turn, it is getting annoyed with Armesh because he keeps killing his mushroom friends. So it is going to use Mind Pathogen against him. Misses with a 9. And then it is going to use its special ability to cast Spike Growth. Let me just find the wording for Spike Growth real quick. "20-foot radius." "15, 20, 10, 15, 20. So he's going to cast Spike Growth here. Yep, so this area is now difficult terrain, and if you try to move into or within the area, you take 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet you travel.
Amish.
Okay. That's the end of its turn. Eefa. Roll your damage for Moonbeam.
Dude, Moon is doing the most today.
Dude, like, cleric spells are the best. Fails its constitution saving throw, so it takes all 5 points. To use a term from another game, this tree is looking bloodied. You can see that its bark is cracked and it's oozing this awful yellow pus from within.
Hell yeah. Okay. Gonna keep Moonbeam there because it's being super helpful. And I'm going to dagger the mushroom in front of me because it's very, very scary.
Go for it.
Very bad and scary mushroom.
Definitely hits. 3
Bad
points
and scary
damage.
mushroom.
You stab into the mushroom, but it doesn't seem to quite kill it.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Now it's Amish's turn. He's gonna take a swing at this mushroom. Fucking annihilates it. Now he hasn't. Now I will say, for the purposes of roleplay, or within this, you guys have seen. Guys saw this dark green magic appear from the tree as if it was casting a spell, but you guys don't know what spell it cast. So I'm telling you that out of character that you've seen it cast spike growth, but you guys in game haven't seen it yet unless you investigate the area.
Okay.
So he's going to begin moving towards these mushrooms here. So he's going to move 5. He's going to take 2d4 damage.
Y'all gotta wear steel-toed shoes.
3.
Make sure to wear a hide wear
Yeah, you
boots
gotta make
in the
sure you wear.
extraction area.
Yeah, you gotta make sure. Yeah. Okay. So
Leave it to the fucking Australia. Yeah, you had whip.
He only takes 3 points of damage. Luckily, he's raging, so he only takes half damage.
Wow.
But he is on 9 HP now. Okay, now it's the mushrooms' turns. They haven't seen it either, so they're gonna move into it. So it's gonna take 3 damage, not enough to kill it. And this one is going to 1, 2, 3. So they're gonna take 2 attacks at Armesh and 2 attacks at Emmyth.
Does it also take the points of piercing damage when it enters?
It did, yeah. I just rolled that.
Oh, okay.
It took damage, but not enough to kill it. These things dumb. Doesn't see all the spike in that. Crits Armesh. First one crits Armesh, and the second one hits. So it's just regular damage because it wouldn't be halved. Jeez Louise. All right, so that's. Oh boy. Your boy's not looking good, guys. Halved. Alright. So he takes 4 points of damage halved. So he takes additional 2. So he's on 2 HP.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, 2 hits at Emmyth. 1 misses. It's like a 6. The other one is an 11 to hit, which I believe misses.
Missed.
Yeah. Okay. This one is also going to try and attack Eefa again. Misses with a 5. Alrighty, back to the top, Lucy.
Okay, so this tree at this point, you said is very, very damaged.
It looks very damaged, yeah.
Okay. I am once again going to try to cast Phantasmal Force on it.
I don't think your Phantasmal Force has been broken. I think you can just cause it to deal damage on your turn, I believe. Let me read. Because Phantasmal Force is one of those spells that it's really cool, but it's very weird. Let me find it, Lucy. Dun-dun-dun. Phantasmal Force. Can deal 1d6. Okay, it hasn't perceived it yet, so just you rolled 1d6 damage.
Okay.
This should have happened on your last turn as well. So just remember to bring it up so you can continue dealing damage.
Okay. So so I don't that's not an action, that's just continuous.
It just happens. As long as it hasn't seen it as a as long as it hasn't realized it's an illusion, you could just continually deal damage on your turn. It's a bit like Moonbeam. It keeps going.
Okay. So I'll roll damage for that.
Okay. Cool.
And then so I can still cast another spell then, right?
Yeah, that just happens at the beginning of your turn. It's a concentration
Okay.
spell, so it just keeps happening.
So then I'll cast the 2nd level healing word on my friend, on Mesh.
Okay, go for it. 8 points of healing. He is looking a lot better. Cool. So that's your bonus action. You still have an action and movement.
Yep. And then so what I'll do is I will stab at this mushroom right here
Go
with
for
the
it.
rapier.
Definitely hits. Definitely fucks it up. I will need you both to make Constitution saving throws for me, though.
Okay. With advantage or just
With
by itself?
advantage because of your masks. Hashtag mask up.
I'll take that 18. Apologies.
Yep, you're both fine. You both turn away,
Nice.
masked up. Okay. Is that the end of your turn, Lucy?
Yes, that's in my turn. Yes.
Alrighty, Matif.
I'm gonna cast Magic Missile with all of the missiles going towards the tree.
Go for it. 11 points of damage. This thing is looking real rough.
And that is my turn.
Alrighty, at the end of your turn, it's going to use its legendary action to use the Bacteria Grows. Sacrificing these 3 to heal an undetermined amount. And you guys see a shimmer appear around the tree.
Fuck off.
Okay, Emmyth, your turn.
I will. So much else I can do. I will ka-chow, ka-chow, ka-chow.
You will be moving through the spike.
Wait, is this a bad area?
Yes, it is a bad area.
I'll
You don't know that.
You don't
yet,
know
though.
that, though. So if you were going to move that way...
Oh no.
So how many squares do you move through the area?
Well, actually, no, because now that I think about it, even if regardless that square wasn't there, I don't want to leave the roots.
Yes, that's
Because
true.
otherwise I can use bonus action to disengage anyway, so yeah, I would go through that way.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. You move through 3 squares of it.
Yeah. Oh shit. It'll be funny if that kills me.
That's 21 points of damage.
Oh, for fuck. Yeah, alright.
As you launch your way through these
Look.
thorns.
Oh, damn! I can't even tell.
No.
No,
As
man.
you feel your legs begin to scratch up, and as you reach that position there next to Armesh, you just look down and your legs are just bleeding. They're gushing with blood, and your head goes woozy, and you just collapse to your...
I don't even make it. I probably faint here because I was only on like 11 hit points.
Yeah, you would only make it to that end.
So I'm just gonna assume that I only made it there before.
Sure.
I was like, oh, fuck.
Okay.
And then, boom, I'm down.
Okay. So that happens. Now it is the spawn's turn. It is going to use Mind Pathogen against Matif, because you're being annoying to it. That's 23 to hit.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's nearly minimum damage. And that is 7 points of psychic damage.
Oh no.
Oh my wobble.
Shinderu. Nani? That is
Oh,
the end
no.
of its turn. Eefa.
Okay.
Oh, actually, sorry. Before that happens, I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw, Matif.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh, Matif. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't even worry about it. Eefa.
I haven't been keeping track of how many rounds it's been. Moonbeam lasts for 1 minute. Would it have worn off by now?
That's 10 rounds. We haven't been through 10 rounds yet.
Okay.
It's been... I don't know. Let's just say we're on round 5. I'm pretty sure we're not even that far in, but that's fine.
Okay.
That'll do.
I will roll for Moonbeam again then.
Doubled to 10 because of the shimmer.
Oh,
So,
great.
so yes. So you deal 10 points of damage. Now it is
Okay.
your turn.
And this is gonna suck. But seeing Emmyth go down, Eefa would probably race over there to help.
Okay.
And I don't know that's a bad area. So
Yeah, she's gonna
I'm gonna go
fly.
through
No.
2
Okay.
squares of it.
2 squares. Alright.
Once again, one more shindig.
Okay, you take 7 points of damage.
Okay, I'm still fine.
You're still up.
That's it. Damn it.
I would say after moving through, you would realize that this is not a great area to be in. I'd say after moving that far. So
Okay.
how I'll have it work for stuff like this, where, for example, moving through an area you don't know will hurt you, is you declare your movement, you do your movement, and then at the end of your movement you'll realize, I just fucking walked through spike growth. That's not fun. Just to
Okay.
make it easier. So,
And then I'm going to cast Spare the Dying.
okay. So you don't make saving throws, Emmyth, but you are on 0 HP. But you were still unconscious, but you're not dying anymore.
Yay!
Actually, you know what? I could have just healed you. But you know what? I already did Spare the Dying.
Alright. Cool.
I could have just healed you, but okay.
Okay, and that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. Then Armesh's turn. He is going to make an attack against this dude. Fucking miss. And he's gonna look around and go, "Whoa, man, this isn't the greatest situation to be in." And that's all he's gonna do. Can't do much else. Now it is the mushroom's turn. There's just one of them. He's going to attack Armesh. Hits. Deals 2 damage. He's on 8. Cool. Lucy.
All right, so Lucy's kind of noticing people dying over in that area, so he's probably gonna stay away from there. But I think he's also noticed that the moonbeam's doing some work on the tree, so he's gonna. Can I change the illusion that the tree is seeing?
Sure.
Right, so instead of being surrounded in flames, he sees Lucy coming down from the sky like an angel, with like wings on his back, and there's basically just radiant light hitting on the tree.
Okay. Roll your damage for Phantasmal Image. Oh.
Ooh.
You see the eyes creak upwards and look, but it doesn't seem overly phased.
Mhm. And then so next I will move forward here, and then I'll cast first level healing word on Emmyth.
Alrighty, Emmyth. You're unconscious again. 6 hit points.
Fuck. What did I miss?
What did I miss?
What did I miss?
Alrighty, end of your turn, Lucy. You do still have an
That is
action.
Yeah, well, I would have noticed that Emmyth's attacks didn't really do much, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Ooh, wrong one. Okay. Matif.
Just about to say, Eefa, don't worry about coming to me, because I'm moving the fuck away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Put myself here. Nah, I'm gonna put myself behind Lucy, because I'm like, you get hit. You get hit, I won't. And then I'm gonna cast Magic Missile again.
Okay, roll your damage.
+3. Nice.
Holy
Nice.
shiza, Manelli.
Nice.
That's a lot of damage. Yeah, this tree is looking rough again.
Hopefully for the last time.
Okay. Emmyth, your turn. You're up. Also, what is your HP max and what do you want right now?
My max is 21 and I'm on 6 thanks to Lucy.
Alright, cool. There you are. You have a health bar now. Alrighty.
Ooh.
So, what do you want to do? You are aware you're in spike growth now. So every 5 feet of movement will do damage to you.
Yeah. I will just use half my movement to stand up. Will that hurt me?
No.
Just stand.
That's fine.
Alright. I'm just standing up. And, you know, brush off some of the blood that's all over my legs. And probably on my face and everywhere since I collapsed into it.
Yep.
Yeah, alright, I'll wash the... Yeah, kind of smear the blood off my face. And since I'm already in range, I'll go and have a little swipey attack at that last little boy.
Okay.
Since I am in range. Alright, let's give it a crack. I want sneak attack, but somehow I don't think I'll need it if I miss.
Yeah.
Does that hit?
No, that misses. You go to swing at your
I
rapier,
guess.
but you're still really dizzy from falling into
I'm like,
thorns.
I'm hungover. That's all. Yeah, I yelled at the others to try and cover the mistake I just made. Yeah.
I will add for you rapier users. I will allow you guys to use 2 weapon fighting if you would like to use your dagger.
Okay.
I was
As a
thinking
bonus
about that
action.
before.
Yeah.
No, really?
Yes, I do have some like weapon rules I wanted to go over with everybody, but for now that'll do.
Yeah, because I was looking and like rapier. What is it for 2 weapon fighting? Does it have to be?
Rapiers are
Light?
fine. Just it needs to be
'Cause they're
light.
both-
But I
they're
will
both
allow rapiers
finesse.
because it's a historical thing that happened. So feel free to make a
Okay.
dagger attack if you would like.
All right, if you're okay with it, then I'll just I'll use my dissipation blade because
Sure.
it's a dagger,
Go for it.
right? So
Yep.
I'll go in for a crack with that. 12?
12 hits, and yeah, you annihilate that thing.
And
I need
okay.
you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Armor is fine. With advantage because you're masked up.
Masked up. Oh boy.
You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Great.
As you slash into this mushroom, feeling really good about yourself, you take a deep breath in and breathe in just a ton of spores, and you just feel your body freeze up. Okay, now it is the spawn's turn. It is looking a bit worried now. It is going to make a mind pathogen attack against Lucy. That is a 15 to hit.
That hits.
That is 13 points of damage. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. That is a failure. You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
All right. Does the Phantasmal Force still do damage though, or no?
Yes,
I'm
it will
stunned.
still do damage on your turn.
Okay.
Alrighty, Eefa. Beginning of your turn, roll your damage. Roll your damage. How do you want to do this?
Oh shit! I don't know. It's Moonbeam. It's just been there the whole time. I guess just like in a flare of light, it'll be extra powerful for a second and
Sure.
melt the bark of the tree. It was melting the tree.
As a gift
Which seems weird, but
as a gift from the goddess of Twilight herself, you see the moonbeam grow in strength, and basically just carve a hole, like a magnifying glass, through, just melting through this tree. You see the eyes, the red glowing eyes go dark, and you see the crack that was its makeshift mouth go limp. You do, however, see, as it goes limp, you guys feel like a low rumble in the ground around you. And you see tiny little mushroom people kind of halfway through development crawling out of the ground and just falling onto their backs as they crawl to the surface.
They're like turtles, they can't get up.
Yeah. They seem to still be alive, but whereas the mushroom people you saw before kind of had these black eyes and seemed to just be controlled by this tree entity, they kind of crawl to the surface, and if a mushroom could breathe, kind of just heave. And you see the black spores that they've been throwing at you for most of this encounter sort of disappear. However, as you guys recover from your battle, spike growth disappears. Dante is still floating there. The same sigil that seems to be holding him there seems to remain. Doesn't seem to go away.
I am going to touch my Ring of Spell Storing and cast that Prayer of Healing that I had in there on all of us.
Sure. That takes place over a 10-minute period, but if you guys wanted to take a short rest, you can definitely do that.
No, it's in my Ring of Spell Storing, so I've already casted it. I'm just, like, releasing it now.
Right. So when you cast a spell into the Ring of Spell Storing, it stays in there, but the casting time still stays the same. So you are
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I specifically got it to circumvent that.
Sorry.
All right. I'll just cast it normally then and keep it in the ring just in case.
Sure.
Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna pass it from the ring anyway because I don't have it prepared today.
Okay. So, you begin. Feel free to roll your prayer of healing.
What is it? It's 2d8 plus.
I think it's just 2d8.
Where is it? Prayer of healing. 2d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
So that is modifier is 3. Roll 2d8 plus 3. Okay, everybody gets 12.
Okay. Pretty solid. So.
Wait.
So, as you guys begin to take a rest and kind of come to terms with the battle that just occurred, the mushroom people finally free of this black fungusy curse. You can see that these mushroom children begin to burrow their way back underground, and they give you the thumbs up as they begin to crawl their way back underground. You see a couple of them come over to you, Eefa, and give you a little hug. These tiny, 1 foot tall mushroom children come give you a hug before they bury their way back under the ground.
Eefa kind of cringes away because she's still not cool with mushrooms, but she appreciates the gesture.
That's so cute, though.
So I think that is where we're going to end tonight.
Woo! We killed a tree and some mushrooms.
And all of you guys level up. Level 4.
Wow!
Nice!
Hell yeah!
I assume Dante will also be level 4 with us.
You guys will see.
Okay.
He has to earn it. No, I'll discuss that with Windham when the time comes. So if we wanted to just continue now, with what you guys are gonna do, leveling up.
Ooh.
What levels are you guys taking? You don't have to multi-class if you don't want to, but it's always an option.
I'm continuing with Twilight Cleric because I like it.
Twilight Cleric is OP as hell, my lord. I've always wanted to try out Twilight Cleric. Alright, so Eefa's taking another level in Twilight Cleric. Lucy, what are you doing?
Can I go into fighter?
Sure, of course you can go into fighter.
Yes,
Ooh.
and that's what I'll do.
Also. Emmyth.
I'm thinking of going into fighter. I think.
Okay.
I don't know what would be better for me at this point if I just I'm seeing what's more worth it. Because there's uncanny dodge at 5th level. I might go for fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'll take fighting style. I'll probably go 2-weapon fighting.
Okay. Lucy, I'm assuming you're going the same?
I already have 2-weapon fighting, so
Ah, yes, of course, Valor Bard. So which type are you taking? Other type are you taking?
what is there? What are my options?
It should give you the options. They're in D&D Beyond. And whilst they're sorting out that, Matif.
I'm gonna keep with Sorcerer. I like it.
Okay, spellcasters, staying on. Well, I guess Lucy's
Woo!
multiclassing, but let me have a look.
Are we just going the average HP, or are we rolling for it?
You can roll HP if you would like, or you can take the average, whatever you would prefer.
I think I've been rolling with the average. I think. Do you guys know what you've been doing?
The thing just updated me automatically.
Yeah, like
and
when
I
you
leveled
up a
up,
level,
so I'm just
you're
gonna
back.
let it do it, so I don't have to bother.
Yeah, if we all do the same thing, I guess it's cool.
I'd say
But really,
probably
I
your
don't know how
best
to-
option would be defense. Lucy?
Hmm.
You are wearing armor, so you would get that +1 bonus to AC. The other ones, since you already have 2-weapon fighting, the other ones don't really do anything for you.
Yeah, and so that's where I'll go to defense.
Alright, cool. Great. Armesh doesn't level up. He's an NPC. He's gonna stay where he is.
He did a lot today, though.
He did,
Proud of him.
but he's an NPC. There are different
Eat
rules
a
for him.
man! Eat a
Whoa,
man.
that was crazy. As you guys are like all healing, and as Eefa casts her prayer of healing, he just begins waxing up his board again. Just take care of it. Cool. Well, that is so. Now we have Cleric level 4, Sorcerer level 4, and then with Lucy 3 levels Bard, 1 level Fighter, and with Emmyth 3 levels Rogue, 1 level Fighter.
Nice.
Some of that old multi-classing action.
Love that.
Lucy, I believe you can wear medium armor now, as well, because you've leveled up into Fighter.
Cool.
And shields as well, I believe. Let me check. What do you get from bonus proficiencies? Oh, you already had those proficiencies because of Valor Bard, but yeah.
Yeah, he's remembering his roots.
Yeah.
That's what we'll say.
Cool. Sweet as well. Thank you everybody for joining us for today's episode. That was some pretty gnarly combat. And we will be back next week to get it, it's a tree pun. We will be back next week to continue with the mystery that seems to be occurring with these halflings. Thank you all for watching. Let's go back to the main screen. Transition. There we are. Transition.
Obviously, the most fun part.
Exactly. Okay, well, I guess before we go, let's hashtag plug ourselves. Kira! I almost said Callie again. Fuck me.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I need to get that out of my brain. Kira.
Okay, hello. I am Kaleido Kira on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube. I play games and sometimes I draw, and I generally have a good fun time here on the internets.
Awesome. Pastel.
Hi, I'm PastelTheSnake on both Twitter and Twitch. I do mostly puzzle solvers and horror games, and I also do Gundam streams and art streams.
Awesome. Yume.
Well, hello once again, everyone. I really appreciate all the viewers here. And once again, you can find my poetry and my works on philosophy and psychology on my YouTube channel under the same name.
Cool. Astrid.
Hello, I am Astrid Arcana, and I stream here on Twitch. I usually will just stream a variety of video games, a lot of RPG kind of action adventure based stuff as tends to be my favorite, and also like cozy-esque games. And I also do a lot of art as well. And you can find all my art on my Twitter or on my Instagram, and yeah, under the same name. Yeah, that's me.
I'll plug Wyndham since he's not here. I can't do his accent. Oh, hello, I am WyndhamVossler.
Oh my god.
No, that's not how it sounds. Windy's a variety streamer. He streams several times a week. He's streaming Yakuza, I think, at the moment. And he's an all-round great guy. 10 out of 10. Best halfling EU. Yeah, we have a podcast on Fridays, Bulb Boys. Be there. And I am your humble dungeon wizard, Merlin the Magister. I stream occasionally. I don't stream terribly often. Sometimes I do Warhammer building streams, / painting, and I try and play games, but I need to upgrade my little PC that could, so I can do that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Thank you, everybody!
Have a good time.
Bye.